suffering there, and that ball's lined into center field. That's a base hit. Now Dugan had to make sure it's through. They're going to wave her around from third anyway. Throw to the plate, not in time. She scores standing up. Rachel Eckelceder with a base hit and an RBI. And just like that, Edco leads 1-0. 2-2 pitch. It's a high fly ball, center field. Coming in is Larson. Shallow center field catches it. Here's the throw to the plate. Sliding in is again Dugan, safe at the plate. She slides underneath the tag. So coming up firing there was Larson, who just had to regroup for a split second. Threw it into the plate. Ava Hofer, a sacrifice fly RBI. Dugan, another great slide. And the Vikings lead 2-0. And here's now your 2-2 pitch. And that ball's lined into right field. Mulford going back, makes the play. They tag Deers from third. They throw it to second base. And Deers scores sliding in. They threw the ball to second base instead of throwing it into home. Deers wasn't set to tag, but it ends up being a sacrifice fly RBI for Kirby, and it is 3-0 Edco in the lead now. Addie Smeltzer takes the first pitch, and she lifts a high fly ball. This is to center field. It's over the head of Larson. It hits the fence. Scoring easily from second is again Kirby. Into second base with a double is the postseason hitting star Addie Smeltzer. Her fourth extra base hit of the state tournament. It is 4-0 Edco in the lead. And here's Everett, base hit into center field. They'll wave around the runner. There's Smeltzer, the throw to the plate. She slides in without a tag. It is 5-0 Edco in the lead. 0-2 pitch, swinging right through it. There is Peterson. A little oomph there from Eckelceder. Strikeout number 8. And again, the Spartans down to their final out. Pitch there, bouncing ball. Third baseman Vasky fields it through across the diamond. Got it in time. And there it is. The Vikings win their 30th game of the season, and they are heading to the Class 1A State Championship softball game on Friday afternoon. The best state tournament action is on KCTN FM 100. It's the Class 1A State Softball Championship game today on KCTN. In our featured matchup, Edco takes on Clarksville. The Vikings' postseason run has been magical. 5 straight wins over ranked teams. A 6th gives them the state title. For the Indians, they are the defending Class 1A champions. They've been involved in 4 one-run games here, including 2 extra inning games. But a win today gives them back-to-back titles. The Vikings go after their first state softball title. Edco and Clarksville. Today's On Deck show next.
Edgewood Auto and Towing is an automotive repair shop, tire dealer, and 24/7 towing service. We offer full service work on all autos and semis. Our highly skilled mechanics provide quality workmanship and will get you back on the road in a timely manner. Check out our current tire rebates by calling 563-928-7333 or stopping into Edgewood Auto and Towing for complete terms and conditions.
Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping are proud supporters of all of our local high school sports teams. We want to wish everyone the best of luck on their season. We are here for all your tax, payroll, and bookkeeping needs. Give us a call at 563-245-2154. Again, that number is 563-245-2154. Thank you from Kurt and Ann at Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping, located in downtown Elkader.
NEAT is connecting more and more homes and businesses to reliable, fast broadband internet in Northeast Iowa. NEAT's fiber optic network has expanded and is now offering speeds up to 1 gig in and around Monona, Luena, St. Olaf, Farmersburg, Postville, and surrounding rural areas. NEAT Fiber provides high-quality internet, television, and telephone services at the speed of light. For more information on how to upgrade your speed and services, visit NEITEL.com or call today, 877-638-2122. NEAT, connecting you now.
Epic Wear. Get personalized clothing for your school, your team, family, friends, business, or any event. Epic Wear has a huge range of customizable apparel, trophies, and awards. They offer free design help or design your own apparel at getepicwear.com, and you can even set up a free website for your fundraiser. Epic Wear, walk on. Call 563-568-2301 to place your order today.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
Northern Country Co-op and Viafield are now Nexus Cooperative. your full-service ag partner supplying all your agronomy, energy, feed, grain, and lumber needs. Our highly knowledgeable and experienced team utilizes the latest technology in feed manufacturing, agronomy services, precision ag, plant and animal nutrition, energy products, and grain marketing to keep our customers ahead of the rest. Stop in today at any of our 26 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota, or visit us online at nexus.coop.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Four Scoops and More, The Edgewood Locker, Tinker-Built Custom Fab and Portable, Lloyd Kelchin Grain, Woods Edge Golf Course, Nick's Excavating and Kane Construction in Farmersburg, T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona, St. Olaf Ag Sales and Service, Growl Logs and Lumber in Elkader, Timber is a Crop, Harvest Wisely, Meyer Collision and Service Center in Guttenberg and Elkader, LTI & Sons Water Conditioning, your Connecticut dealer in Postville, and TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont. We begin the On Deck show for today's game. We're joined by Clarksville softball coach Katie Berman. Coach, her team coming into this ball game. A tough couple of ball games against Fort Dodge St. Edmund on Wednesday. Split, but you won the second game to advance. Tell me about those games.
Really hard-fought battles. This whole tournament has been for us, and these girls have just been showing their grit. And it was so good to have a day off yesterday, so hopefully we come back refreshed today.
Well, you guys have played 4 one-run ball games and actually basically played another extra game and a half.
Yeah, we have, and I thought these girls would run out of gas by now, but they just keep coming back harder and harder, and hopefully they show that today. All
right, let's talk about your team. First off here, who's been contributing for you offensively all season?
Offensively, we've got quite a few up and down through the lineup. Kate Lodge is our leadoff hitter, catcher. She's a little lefty, and she can smoke the ball. She's been doing it all tournament here, too. And then she's great at running the bases. And then Eve Jordan is in our 9 spot. She's kind of like our other leadoff. And she is our best base runner. She's so fast. She just wants to get on base. And she's been clutch this tournament for us, too. And then we got Hannah Wangsness is a senior, and Kara Bolin is a junior in our 3 and 4 spot, power hitters. But then just up and down all the way through the lineup, we have 8th graders up to seniors who are contributing in this tournament.
It's certainly been a team effort. Let's talk about pitching-wise. Tell me a little bit about your starting pitcher today.
Sydney Leverin, a senior. She told me our first game of the tournament was 15 innings, and she pitched all 15 of them. And she told me at the end of this, we're going to have to drag her out of here. If we want to win this thing, she's got to be on, and she has been. There was one game where she was maybe a little bit off in our first game of the doubleheader against Fort Dodge St. Edmund, and then she came back that second game and was so on, struck out some huge hitters for us. So I think whenever she's playing in the tournament at the state tournament, she just turns it up a notch. So hopefully she'll be fun to watch today.
All right, Edco, what do you know about the Vikings?
Great pitcher, and she's one of their best hitters too. And they are kind of from our area, so I think we probably both keep tabs on each other throughout the season. We know some of the teams that they've played, but we haven't played them, so that will be fun. But nothing but respect for their pitching.
All right, keys in the ball game for Clarksville. What do you have to do?
Get on the bats. That's what's been keeping us in the games, obviously. We've had a lot of back and forth games, so also just having the grit to stay in the game no matter what happens.
All right, Coach, good luck to you. We look forward to talking afterwards.
Thank you so much.
Once again, Clarksville coach Katie Borman talking things more about her Indian team. The On Deck show continues after this.
The doctors and staff of Family Dentistry Associates of Monona encourage everyone to get out and support your local baseball and softball teams, enjoy the weather, and get your kids' summer checkup scheduled at Family Dentistry Associates in Monona. Call today to schedule 539-4651.
When I started out in the car business, my dad gave me some good advice. Hi, it's Forrest Brown with the Brown's family of dealerships. What my dad told me is when you sell someone their first car, you need a good sales department. But if you expect to sell them their second, third, and fourth car, you better have a great service department. Visit any one of the Brown's family of dealerships in Guttenberg, Elkader, West Branch, or Victory Ford in Dyersville and find out why Brown's is your hometown dealer, no matter where your hometown may be.
The Clayton County Farm Bureau Beef Passport is your chance to support local restaurants, local farmers, and local beef all summer long. Pick up a passport and visit participating stops like Backwoods Bar and Grill, TD Sports Bar, and Gunder Roadhouse to enjoy featured beef items and collect stamps for prize entries. New this year, a digital passport option, a farmer's market stop, and no minimum number of stamps required to win. The Clayton County Farm Bureau Beef Passport runs now through August 31st.
At Freedom Bank, we're proud to cheer on the hometown athletes who give it their all. You'll see us in the stands, on the sidelines, and throughout our communities, supporting the players, coaches, and families who make Northeast Iowa a great place to call home. Whether it's on the field or in your financial life, we're here to help you reach your goals. Visit us in Elkader, Monona, Postville, or Waukon and experience the difference of a 100% employee-owned community bank. Freedom Bank. We empower success.
The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union are proud sponsors of high school sports. We are committed to bringing our patients the highest level of total eye care with detailed one-on-one attention. Our offices offer the newest technology and equipment with a professional team of experienced staff that is committed to you. Call us today for your next total eye care appointment. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union supports all of our local athletes taking the field or court this season.
This is Chris Holbert, General Manager of Hall Roberts Son Incorporated in Postville. We would like to wish the area student athletes both a safe and successful sports season. We have been a community-based company since 1864, servicing and supporting the area ag industry with products necessary for daily success. We look forward to continuing to serve and support both the ag industry and high school athletes in our surrounding communities. Thank you and good luck from the families at Hall Roberts Son.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Carl's Grocery, Wolfie's Retreat Dog Grooming, Boarding, and Daycare in Manchester, Lone Pine Golf Course and Country Club, The Market, a division of Kendrick Inc., Nutrient Ag Solutions, Farmer Savings.
Yeah, they're a really good team. Obviously, they're the number one seed for a reason with, very few losses on the year, and a good pitcher. And I just think that's just a testament to, our girls and how we're playing right now. They're playing loose. We're having fun, right? And everybody's contributing. It's just been a total team effort. And I think that's been the difference with us, compared to some other teams. Is it's just been different girls every game stepping up. Our stars have kind of been consistent, but then just different girls each game, stepping up and getting those big hits and big outs when we need them.
All right, let's talk about pitching-wise. Rachel Eckelceder, outstanding with a 2-hit shutout. Tell me about what she's been doing for you on the mound.
Yeah, awesome. Really good there. She's just, it was a little bit of a different game again. But, all the teams that are down here are good, and they figure out how to adjust and hit the ball and, still have 8 strikeouts. For them, seeing her the second time is really impressive, and just really commanded the zone. She was obviously really good the first 2 games, but I just thought yesterday she was just dialed in. She was not going to let that go to a second game, and, she just has that will and that determination that, she's going to take care of it out there, and the defense was great behind her, which, helped.
All right, you mentioned offensively a number of girls contributing. Tell me about some of the individuals.
Yeah, Faith Dugan's been awesome for us this tournament so far. Kind of quietly, she hasn't had the home runs or a lot of RBIs, but she scored a lot of runs, and she's been all over the bases, been on base every game, multiple times every game, and just really setting the table for us, which is what you want in your leadoff hitter. And Ava had some great at bats yesterday. She's had some great at bats, moving Faith around, getting some RBIs in there, and the heart of our order, Rachel, McKenna, they've had big hits, and just go down the whole lineup because everybody has contributed, like I said earlier. So it's just been really awesome to see our bats, kind of be hot at the right time.
All right, now let's talk about Clarksville. What do you know about the Indians?
Yeah, they're not, too far from us. So this is the one that's a little bit, the other ones have kind of been across the state, so it's hard to connect with coaches or, look at teams that they've played that we've played. We actually have some common opponents with Clarksville, but they're tough. I think their lineup's going to be similar to Southeast Warren. I think they're going to hit. The leadoff girl is really impressive. The Lodge girl, she's a lefty, but I think she just stands and hits the majority of the time. She's fast. She's young. They don't have a ton of stolen bases, but I think they still have a lot of speed. I don't think that's truly indicative of how fast they are on the base pass. So we're going to have to, try to limit them from taking extra bases and things like that. Their top stands out, but their bottom is just as good. Their 9 hitters hitting 400.
Some of the
they're going to be good there. And then I think Lovren is going to be tough. A senior, so we'll have, 2 senior pitchers going, but watching her, I think, she spins it. I don't think she throws as hard as the Exira girl did. So I think we'll be able to keep our bats going, hopefully.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you in the ball game. We'll look forward to talking to you afterwards.
Yes, thank you.
EdCo softball coach Taylor Huber on our Viking program. The On Deck Show continues after this. Hey, sports fans, take a time out to call Garms Financial Services for all your insurance needs. Whether you need auto, home, farm, health, crop, or business insurance, Garms Financial Services and Grinnell Mutual has you covered. You'll receive quality protection, expert advice, and local-friendly service. Owner Brian Bugenhagen, along with his staff, look forward to serving all your insurance needs. Call them today for a free competitive quote. Garms Financial Services, located in Elkader and now also in Monona, your trusted choice agency.
Hi, this is Tara Fink, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Helping people, bottom line, is the biggest reason I chose a career in mental health. During my own struggles, it was difficult to find good support in this area. Therefore, I vowed to come back home to help meet the great need for mental health care in Northeast Iowa. I'm available for consultations at both the Walk-On and Postville Clinic locations, offering assessment, diagnosis, and medication management for all mental illnesses.
Exceptional caring people, Veterans Memorial.
Inspiring changes to a happier, healthier you is what we do at Clayton Drug. We are committed to helping you achieve the highest quality of life possible. We are a full-service pharmacy offering services such as med packing to your home or mail delivery and online prescription refill. We also offer a cash pricing program on name brand and generic prescriptions. Call 563-245-2530 to find out more. Clayton Drug, connecting the communities of Elkader, Strawberry Point, and Sumner to serve us all in between.
Hi, this is Cody from Torkelson Motors in Elgin and Walk-On. At Torkelson Motors, we believe that student involvement in activities is a great way to help grow our communities, and we are proud to help sponsor this game for your enjoyment. We've been serving Northeast Iowa since 1926 and appreciate the business that our customers have given us and the support they provide to our area schools and communities. So the next time you are in need of a new or used vehicle or a repair, stop into Torkelson Motors. We've been selling cars the old-fashioned way with a friendly smile and a handshake right here next door in Elgin and Walk-On.
Being good at life means getting your finances in order so you can focus on the moments that matter most. With over 175 years of experience, New York Life Insurance Company offers insurance and financial solutions you can benefit from while you're, living. For trusted guidance, contact your local agents, Andrew Reimer or Troy Springer with your Vision Financial Group, proudly located and serving the beautiful Guttenberg community. Call Andy or Troy at 563-252-2471. Start planning today for peace of mind tomorrow. Your Vision Financial Group is not owned or operated by New York Life.
When making up a to-do list, don't forget to include servicing your car at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Your car should have the best care, and Edie's will make sure of it. Stop in or call 964-2186 to make an appointment. Tires worn out? Well, Edie's can replace them. Need a tow? Call Edie's at 964-2186. Kay, Lynn, and Todd invite you to stop by and fill your car's tank with fuel at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Edie's open 7 a.m. Mondays through Saturdays.
EdCo Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Leonard Muller Funeral Home and Crematory in Manchester, Edgewood, and Strawberry Point. The Edgewood Reminder, Evans Chiropractic, Silver Edge Cooperative in Edgewood, Strawberry Point, and Delhi, J&J Land Solutions in Edgewood, the Loena Savings Bank, member FDIC, Bacon Concrete and Postville, Furniture Showcase and Allwine, Lighting Showroom, Flooring, Furniture, and Window Treatments, Bruins and James Insurance, your Grinnell Mutual Agent in Monona, and by Rivals Inc., Custom Gear, Screen Printing, Embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com. Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? We welcome you to Fort Dodge, Harlan Rogers Field, and it's the Class 1A State Tournament ball game this afternoon on KCTN. It is the EdCo Vikings taking on the Clarksville Indians. The Vikings come in as the 15th ranked team in Class 1A, ranked at the 8th seed in this tournament, but here they are undefeated in the title game. Clarksville, which spent much of the season ranked at number 1, is the number 2 seed in this tournament. They finished the year ranked at number 2. Exira Elkhorn Kimballton was number 1. They are the defending state champ. What a great matchup today here as I'm joined by Coach Aaron Hammond for this broadcast.
Oh, it's a wonderful matchup. You've got the defending state champions coming back, trying to repeat. You've got Edco, got one of the most dominant pitchers in 1A, and they're looking for a piece of hardware tonight.
All right, let's start talking about Clarksville first off, even though Edco is the visiting team. For Clarksville, it's a mixture of upperclassmen and lowerclassmen. Hannah Wagsness, back from that state tournament team a season ago, batting .461. But this is interesting. They have a freshman catcher there in Caitlin Lodge, who bats .463, and an outfielder, Reagan Wedeking, who is an 8th grader, batting .391. That's incredible.
Yeah, they've got great hitting up and down, different age groups there. And it's not like they're going to lose everything after this year. They've got a lot of youngsters that have really stepped up this year.
And they have been really the dominant program the last 10 years in Class 1A. They've been a major factor in the postseason. They have 8 state tournament appearances, so they've become the model program in Class 1A. Back this season for them is senior pitcher Sydney Lovren. Lovren has thrown 160 innings, 132 hits, giving up 48 earned runs, walking 63, striking out 156. Maybe not as dominant as a season ago, but she has been clutch for them when they've needed her, especially in this postseason, though she shared some of the pitching duties.
Yeah, she's done a nice job for them, and I think that senior leadership is what they're going to lean on today. But yeah, they have had a lot of people step up. They've had the defense helping out on that as well. So those strikeouts maybe not as high as they thought they were going to be. But boy, oh boy, they're playing good softball.
Yeah, this is a team that bats .369, and again, they have scored one ball game and they scored 12 runs. They won 12-11. They had another game which they lost 13-12 in a game that featured 42 hits and 8 errors. So this is a team that advanced with a 6-5 victory. Offensively, they've been scary, especially here at the state tournament.
And I think that's what kind of kept them going, when things aren't maybe as good on the defensive end or someone catches up to the pitcher a little bit. Their bats have been there, and they started off with that 15-inning game to start the tournament, and they've just been battling, but found themselves back right where they wanted to be.
Yeah, and even after losing the first game to Fort Dodge on Wednesday, they came back and beat Fort Dodge in a one-run game, 6-5. Let's talk about Edco now. We talk so much about the Vikings and their top hitters, but we've got to talk about the entire lineup. They have contributed here in the postseason, and especially here at the state tournament.
Yeah, they've got, we can talk, like you said, up and down the line. We've got some seniors. We've got some sophomores. We've got girls all over the place. But, the one who sets the table for them, Faith Dugan, batting over 500.
And also Rachel Eckelceder having a same type of year.
Yeah, Eckelceder also batting 450. Both of them over 40 RBIs each. Just doing a great job leading the way.
But the story for them has been McKenna Hofer getting timely hits. Lauren Kirby has had a couple of big games for them. Ava Hofer, even though she had a couple of sacrifices the other day, they were huge. Addie Smeltzer has had an unbelievable postseason as Smeltzer's batting .364. We mentioned this coming in. She had a total of 8 extra base hits. She has 4 in this state tournament, 2 home runs and 2 doubles.
Yeah, she's been swinging it really, really well and found a great time to get hot. That first game, hit a couple of home runs, first ones of the year, continued that hot streak in the next couple of games. So what a great time to have your best hitting of the year.
And Chloe Everett, timely hit. She had the big hits against North Lynn and then had a big hit in yesterday's ball game. Kara Knipper in game number 2 against Southeast Warren had 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Avery Brown, again, has had some quality at-bats in the number 9 spot. Again, it's been a total team effort. It's been impressive what they've done.
Well, Everett and Knipper both seniors for you, and Everett in a different role in that designated player. But boy, oh boy, she stepped up in a big way. And Kara Knipper, she's got a lot of power when she makes contact. She's got pop off that bat. They are dangerous 1 through 9.
All right, and we haven't even started talking about their pitching yet. But in Class 1A, Eckelceder has been the best pitcher here, especially at this state tournament. She enters 26-7, has thrown 208 innings, allowed 140 hits, only 45 earned runs, walking 31 and striking out 325. With an ERA of 1.51, she is averaging a strikeout and a half per inning. And in the ball game on Wednesday, in the win over Exira Elkhorn Kimballton, we say this, she only struck out 8, but she had struck out 15 against Exira EHK the first time. But that was a better pitch game on Wednesday.
Yeah, she hit her spots really, really well. Used her full arsenal of pitches. She's got a lot of pitches. Used that rise ball well, threw the curve ball a little bit. She just did a nice job of mixing things up and hitting spots. And that's a sign of a seasoned veteran out there on the mound.
And what we've seen, especially throughout the postseason, it's the ability that when she needs a big out, she's either able to get it there as a strikeout or, again, it is a weak contact hit.
Yeah, it had a couple of, looping pop-ups or easy ground balls, but she always finds a way to get that out right when they need it, those critical points. That's going to be important again today.
All right, the other thing is for Edco, if a team puts the ball into play against you, and this was really good on Wednesday, they had a tough game on Tuesday against Southeast Warren where they had 7 errors, but only 1 error in yesterday's ball game. It's just all about making the routine plays.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw a lot of wind in that game on Tuesday, so that kind of threw them off a little bit. But, when they make the routine plays and, they get to the spots where they need to be, I think they're going to be fine. They just need to play with confidence and go out there and do what they came here to do.
All right, now let's talk about keys in the ball game. Let's start first off for Edco.
Well, I think for Edco, they got to get some runs up on the board early. Even if it's 1 or 2 early, I think getting that scoring started, break the ice. And then you talked about it defensively. You just got to play clean. You got to not have those mental errors. Physical errors happen sometimes, but those mental errors, maybe thrown to the wrong base, not knowing what you're going to do with that ball. If they can do that and they can separate what happens offensively and defensively, I think they're going to be okay.
And the big thing is situational softball. They were so good against Exira Elkhorn Kimballton, whether it was a sacrifice, they had 2 sacrifice fly RBIs. They also had a couple of bunts to move runners over. They were able to steal a couple of bases, though in a rarity, Faith Dugan got thrown out trying to steal.
Bad jump.
But again, she also had 2 steals that set up a huge run in that ball game as well for the Vikings. And again, that's the keys for the Vikings. Meanwhile, for Clarksville, offensively, you've got to put the ball into play. You've been hanging your hat on your offense.
They have. They have to produce runs. I think, they're looking at what they've done so far in this tournament, and I'm thinking they're gonna want to get to 7-8 runs to make sure they feel comfortable, and that's going to be tough to do against Eagle Cedar. So they're going to try to get to her early. Defensively, they're going to have to be crisp because I think Edco's going to put the ball in play.
All right, now let me ask you this. Exira Elkhorn Kimballton, the first time they faced Echo Cedar, they were aggressive early in the count. Then they took a different approach on Wednesday where they made her work, try to make her work a little bit more. Which way do you approach this if you're Clarksville?
Well, that's a great question. I think Clarksville wants to be aggressive at the plate. They want to put the ball in play. I think they're going to want to jump out because Eagle Cedar has shown she gets ahead in the count. She's got a lot of different things she can go to. She's thrown that changeup. She's thrown that rise ball, mixing it up. And I don't think you want to get in that situation. You want to hit her when she's fresh, but boy, she's tough to hit because she brings it early in that count.
And again, she's a 5-year pitcher here. This is her second time at state. You don't expect her to be rattled by anything. And like I said earlier, it just seems like when she needs that extra pop, boy, she's got it somewhere where she needs it.
It is, yeah.
Meanwhile, for Sydney Lovren, the catcher for Clarksville, we don't expect her to be rattled at all. I mean, this is back-to-back state championship ball games. You've thrown in the state tournament here a number of years. Again, Clarksville, the more experienced team at this point, though Edco seniors certainly had an experience 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna lean on her to make sure she's throwing strikes, but I think they're gonna rely a little bit more on that defense because Edco's gonna put the ball in play. I have confidence that they're gonna be able to do that. So she's got to trust that they're gonna make the routine plays behind her and try to keep Edco off the scoreboard.
All right. Speaking of Edco. Again, they have the biggest crowd. We mentioned that earlier here at Harlan Rogers Field. A heck of a long line of people that were lined up to get in here. And again, they basically have, I'd say, almost 2/3 of the crowd here on this field.
Yeah, they've got, I think the stadium above us, the seating is full of Edco. The one to the first base side's full. Half of the outfield's full with them. Clarksville's got a great showing, but boy, those coral shirts that Edco had, you could see them lined up in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it there. Coral shirts, a mixture between pink and orange, but they're neon. And, yeah, they've got people out in the bleachers as well. So Clarksville, another team that they have blue shirts that they're wearing. Nobody wears their school colors anymore, do they?
No, they don't. But hey, it's a state tournament. They want to do something different, and then, boy, you can pick out Edco fans, that's for sure.
All right, let's go through the lineup. First off, for the Edco Vikings, again, they are the visiting team. Faith Dugan, the shortstop, bats leadoff. Ava Hofer, the left fielder, bats second. Batting third is pitcher Rachel Eckelceder. McKenna Hofer, the catcher, bats cleanup. Lauren Kirby is the first baseman. She'll bat fifth. Addie Smeltzer, the second baseman, bats sixth. Chloe Everett is the designated player. She'll bat seventh. Kara Knipper, the right fielder, bats eighth. Avery Brown is the center fielder, batting in the number 9 spot. Eva Vasky is the third baseman there, and she is in the number 10 position in that lineup. The other thing we ought to mention for Edco is when they go to their bench for courtesy runners, man alive, do they pick up a step.
Well, you talk about, they're state champions, and a lot of those girls were part of that team for track this spring, so they don't get any slower on the bases when they bring in those subs.
Let's go through the lineup now for the Clarksville Indians. Edco, by the way, is 30-10. Clarksville is 27-8. Here's the lineup for the Indians. Kate Lodge, the catcher, bats leadoff. Reagan Wedeking is the left fielder, batting second. Hannah Wagsness, the shortstop, bats third. Kara Bolin is the center fielder, batting in the number 6 spot. Gia Hooger is the designated player, batting seventh. Micah Hall, the right fielder, bats in the number 8 spot. Eve Jordan is the third baseman, batting ninth. And Capri Clark is the second baseman. She is the number 10 player there in the lineup. So both these teams play once again with a designated player. We mentioned some of the averages. Wagsness at 461, Lodge at 463, Lovren batting 320, Hall batting 241, Wedeking at 391, Jordan batting 405 on the season, and also you have Bolin batting 358 along with Hooger at 339 and Kara Bolin at 381. So again, their averages are impressive. Meanwhile, for Edco offensively, their averages are pretty darn good, as you have Faith Dugan, who's had a monster tournament, batting 519 on the season, and Rachel Eckelceder batting 451. Other contributors, Kara Knipper has just brought her average up as the season has went on near the 200 mark, but she has been a 350-plus hitter in the postseason. Avery Brown, again, the number 9 hitter, bats 227. Also, Ava Hofer batting 337. Chloe Everett at 308. McKenna Hofer, and it was funny that Coach Huber had said she didn't feel good about the type of season that she had. And all she's batting is 391.
Yeah, 391. What a rough season for a hitter.
Lauren Kirby batting 300. Addie Smeltzer batting 364 on the season. And again, you have Rachel Eckelceder, as we mentioned, at 451. Eckelceder has just added to the RBI total this weekend. So that sets the lineups for Clarksville and once again Edco in a ball game that was scheduled to start at 2:30. And usually the Girls Union is right on time, and we haven't even done lineups yet.
Well, and we were here early, and they did have a little rain last night for that 4A game.
Oh, did they?
And we were working the field pretty hard. They had some standing water, so they took them a little longer to get the field ready. But boy, oh boy, it's great conditions. Wonderful weather today, Dan. Just a little overcast, about 70, 72 degrees.
Yep, supposed to get up maybe near 80 for the high, but we start with cloud cover, and there's nothing wrong with that, as the weather has been certainly interesting here. We started the week in Fort Dodge with temperatures in the upper 90s and heat index near 110, and that, by the way, will be returning next week.
Well, they said on that turf field for 5A, that first day they touched 125 on that turf field.
Wow.
So it was a hot day Monday. It's a beautiful day for softball today.
And as we mentioned, this is the first year the state tournament has been done differently, where you basically you play till you lose twice. Now, that won't be the case for Edco in this ball game. If they were to come up short in this ball game, even with one loss, this is just a win, and that's it.
Win and
one and done.
It's almost like 2 4-team double elimination, and then a championship. And the championship is winner gets second. So that's what we're going to play today.
And by the way, they have problems with the PA. That's what's going on here. And we can, as we hear it now we understand why exactly we did not start on time. So that's the starting lineups for the teams. Again, our umpires, Jason Slate is the home plate umpire. Tom Sullivan is at first base. Mike Kerr is at third base. We have seen this since the regional final. We have seen 3 officials. And the one thing at the state tournament here, man, the officiating has been consistent behind the plate, balls and strikes. And it's been impressive, the job that our best officials in the area have done.
Well, they're here working because they are the best, and they've shown it. They've stepped up. They work well together. They move well out there. And like you said, consistency up and down the line.
And they're announcing the players there for Edco that are the reserves before they do the starting lineup for this ball game today. So again, Rachel Eckelceder, senior on the mound, and Lauren Sydney Lovren is on the mound for Clarksville in this ball game tonight. So we'll take a break. When we return, we'll be back with the opening pitch from Fort Dodge. It is the Class 1A State Championship ball game. You're listening to Edco State Tournament Softball from KCTN Sports.
Spring means the start of landscaping and construction season. Before you start any projects, make sure to get your utilities located and marked, including your fiber optic internet lines. Damaging underground lines can result in disruption in service. Call Iowa 811 at least 3 business days in advance of any project. It's free and can save you time and money. And be sure to include Allen McKee Clayton Electric Cooperative in any construction plans. Give us a call at 563-864-7611. Allen McKee Clayton Electric Cooperative, your Touchstone energy provider.
Alpine Communications believes connected communities become thriving communities. We are the local telephone company that became a 21st century communications provider. Alpine provides internet, television, cellular security, and telephone too. We promise personal, timely, reliable service from people who live here. When you choose us, we all thrive. Connect with Alpine Communications today. Click alpinecom.net or call 563-245-4000.
Strawberry Building Supply offers all your building materials for residential and commercial projects. Whether you're building from the ground up, remodeling your home, or a weekend project, we have the materials you'll need. We are an authorized Milwaukee dealer for all your Milwaukee tools. Strawberry Building Supply also has everything you'll need for your pets and livestock. Stop into Strawberry Building Supply today at 413 West Mission Street, Strawberry Point, or call 563-933-4579.
Hey, Justin Birdnow here from Birdnow Chevrolet in Monona. I want to take a moment to wish all the local athletes good luck during their game. You have worked incredibly hard and it shows during each game. Myself and the entire Birdnow Chevrolet Monona team is wishing you all that you do your best and good luck.
Central State Bank provides a complete line of lending services to help you get the best out of life, from home mortgages and equity loans to vehicle and personal loans. We have expert lending professionals who will work with you to provide options to address your needs. At Central State Bank, you won't deal with a branch or department, you'll deal with a banker who is dedicated to you. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Mom, yeah, put that on my to-do list. There is more and more on my to-do list every day. I can hardly keep up, and I have to make sure everyone is paid. But who has time for the bills?
You know who can help with that?
Who?
Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping. They not only do taxes, but specialize in bookkeeping services as well. Has your to-do list gotten too long? Want help? Give Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping a call at 563-245-2154.
TNT Power Sports sells and services all makes and models of UTVs and ATVs. We have a nice selection of clean used units available along with new units. Contact Brian, Sawyer, or Tracy for your next UTV or ATV purchase. To keep your UTV or ATV in top-notch condition for work or play, schedule your service work with Brian or Nathan by calling 563-245-1100 or stop into TNT Power Sports north of Elkader on Highway 13 for all your sales or service work.
NEAT is connecting more and more homes and businesses to reliable fast broadband internet in northeast Iowa. NEAT's fiber optic network has expanded and is now offering speeds up to 1 gig in and around Monona, Luena, St. Olaf, Farmersburg, Postville, and surrounding rural areas. NEAT Fiber provides high-quality internet, television, and telephone services at the speed of light. For more information on how to upgrade your speed and services, visit NEITEL.com or call today 877-638-2122. NEAT, connecting you now.
Epic Wear. Get personalized clothing for your school, your team, family, friends, business, or any event. Epic Wear has a huge range of customizable apparel, trophies, and awards. They offer free design help or design your own apparel at getepicwear.com, and you can even set up a free website for your fundraiser. Epic Wear, walk on. Call 563-568-2301 to place your order today.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Community Insurance with offices in Edgewood and Delhi, Citizen State Bank of Monticello, Hopkinton, Ryan, Manchester, Winthrop, Strawberry Point, Springville, and New Vienna, member FDIC and equal housing lender. Blooms, Flowers, Gifts, and more in Edgewood. Edgewood Convalescent Home and Lincolnwood Assisted Living. Northeast Iowa Sub Drains in Strawberry Point. Rockwell Appliance and TV, the home of quality service with the lowest price guaranteed in Prairie du Chien, Waukon, Decorah, and Viroqua. Elkader Chiropractic Center, Dr. Jamie Hammer Forest Land, Innovative Ag Services in Elkader, Monona, and Waukon, Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa, and Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at guttenberghospital.org. Here we go with the Class 1A State Championship softball game on KCTN FM 100. We again apologize if we have a dropout here or there. It's just the area we're dealing with here in Fort Dodge with the municipal airport across the street. Doesn't help things either. But again, we'll fight our way through it here. And we appreciate your patience as we get ready for this ball game today here on KCTN FM 100. Here's the Edco lineup once again as far as who's leading off here in the top of the first inning. It'll be Faith Dugan, Ava Hofer, and Rachel Eckelceder. We line up Clarksville defensively. Reagan Wedeking is in left field. Brooke Bone in center. Michael Hall is in right field. Around the horn defensively, Eve Jordan is at third. Hannah Wagsness is at shortstop. Capri Clark, the second baseman. Kara Bolin is the first baseman. Kate Lodge is the catcher. And again, Sydney Lovin is on the mound. What's interesting about Lodge, she is a left-handed catcher.
Left-handed 8th grader, you said she
Yeah.
is? She looks impressive back there. We haven't started yet, but my goodness, left-handed 8th grader doing a nice job with the veteran pitcher.
She snaps it down to second base from her knees as we are ready to go here with inning number 1. Faith Dugan, the leading hitter on the Vikings team. 519 on the season, 41 RBIs, and she has been a major factor from the leadoff spot, not only all season, but especially here at the state tournament.
Yes.
So it is, again, the right-handed bat of Faith Dugan. We are ready to go under cloud cover here. And here is the first offering of the ball game from Lovren. That's a pitch low and inside, and the count is 1-0, so we are underway. Vikings black pants there. They have the gray tops along with the black trim. Vikings across the jersey there in yellow. 1-0 pitch. It's a rise ball away. The count is 2-0. Clarksville wearing their white uniforms with the maroon pinstripes, and they have Clarksville across the front of their jerseys. So 2-0 is the count as we're underway here, and Lovren will try to work back. 2-0 offering. It's a rise ball away, and the count goes to 3-0. Lovren again has had to work this week.
She has,
They pitched the 15-inning ball game, actually started the extra inning game against Fort Dodge as the 3-0 pitch is called a strike. The count is 3-1. Left the ball game and then came back into the ball game.
Yeah, she's worked a lot of innings, put a lot of time in the mound, so she might be a little fatigued out there.
3-1 offering. Dugan, bouncing ball past the glove of Lovren, fielded by the shortstop Wagness. Throw to first, not in time. Faith Dugan wheels down the line, and an infield single to start things for the Vikings here in the first.
Yeah, just legged that out. Kind of snuck by the pitcher there. Shortstop made a nice play, but Dugan quick on the bases.
So that brings up now Ava Hofer, the left fielder. Hofer, as we mentioned, maybe didn't have that great stat game. She did have a hit in that ball game, but she had 2 huge sacrifices. And she takes the pitch there. Dugan off and running. Here's the throw to second. It is not in time. And time taken as the bag popped out at second base. Our umpire never did indicate whether or not she was safe, as he called time immediately as the bag popped out. So Lodge, who has thrown out 8 stolen base runners this year, allows a steal, and Dugan right away into scoring position as Hofer took that pitch for strike number 1. So 0-1 is the offering. Squares to bunt, lays it down. Charging is the pitcher Lovren, fields it. The throw to first, it is in time. And as expected, the Vikings play for a run, and Ava Hofer, again, a perfect sacrifice bunt, and Dugan moves to third.
Yeah, that was a nice bunt right at the pitcher, but she got it down. That was the important part. So now you got your leadoff batter at third scoring position with your second best hitter up in the box.
Yeah, this is how you scored the first run the other day with Dugan and Eckelceder. The lights now come on. First pitch to Eckelceder. That's lined into right center field. That's a base hit. It's 1-0 Edco in the lead. A base hit for Rachel Eckelceder and an RBI. And again, the Vikings strike first.
Yeah, that was just a nice piece of hit and kind of an inside-out swing. Lifted it right over second baseman's head, drops in there for a base hit. And I think we're going to get a courtesy runner here for Eckelceder.
All right, so this is how it goes. Whoever reaches first between Eckelceder and Hofer will have a courtesy runner, and that will be Deers. So Deers is the first one. So if Eckelceder wouldn't have reached base and Hofer did, then
Deers probably would have been out there. Yeah,
and
those two tend to run for pitcher catcher.
Yep, and the second one that will come in now will be Faith Kirby. So McKenna Hofer is now up to bat. Time taken on that timeout, as Hofer on the season batting .391, 26 RBIs. And the first pitch there taken for a strike to Hofer, low and outside, and the count is 0-1. So you mentioned the Vikings getting an early start, a positive start, and it has happened here in the first inning.
Top of the first, that's a great time to put up a run and put the pressure on.
0-1 offering, and Hofer hits a bouncing ball. That's into center field, scoots over the bag, and into second base. Holding there will be Deers. The ball gets by, and then Deers comes in, slides into third, but is hit with the ball as she slides in, so she took the worst of that. It's a base hit, then an error on the play, and there's runners on second and third now for Edco with one out.
Again, a nice base hit right up the middle, and then that center fielder just misplayed it a little bit, squirted by her, and Deers did a great job of hustling and getting to third and picking that up, and they're going to bring the trainer out and have a look at Deers.
Yeah, so they will take a look at Deers, and Deers just kind of stretching out a little bit, but she took that in the lower back. So Hofer has reached, which means it's Faith Kirby now coming in to run. So Kirby will be the courtesy runner for Hofer at second base, and again, those two have combined to be a major factor on the base paths with their speed.
Well, and this is the scenario you wanted if you're the Vikings. Let's get an early run. They've got two more out there. You've got Lauren Kirby, a senior, stepping into the box. She's driven in some runs this year, so they're sitting in a great situation.
Lauren Kirby is up to bat. Kirby batting .296. She lifted a huge sacrifice fly RBI as part of that 4-run sixth inning on Wednesday. So runners on second and third with one out. The offering to Kirby swings right through the inside pitch, and the count is 0-1. But the Vikings would love to put up a crooked number here on the top of the first.
Oh, that'd be huge, and you've got a great opportunity here, and they've gotten to Lovren a little early here, so she's got to settle in here, hit her spot.
So again, the count is 0-1, 0-1 pitch. It's a rise ball away, and the count is 1-1. So again, the Vikings started the inning out with a Dugan single, and then a stolen base there, as Dugan moved into scoring position. And they have so far 3 hits in this inning. 1-1 pitch. Kirby swinging at the pitch that was high and outside, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Lovren is not going to overpower you, but she does such a great job of the movement on her pitches.
Yeah, ball's coming in. It's just moving left, moving right, and around the plate.
2-1 offering. Kirby, high pitch, got a piece of it, stayed alive. The only thing she could do with that is put it over the backstop, and we'll do it again with a ball and 2 strikes. Again, there are just 3 games taking place here at the state softball tournament. 3 championship games today, starting out with the Class 1A title game. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Kirby, reaches out for it again, and that was a defensive swing, but too close to take, so she at least made contact as that one goes out of play. So the count is once again a ball and 2 strikes. And Kirby, a senior, stepping back into the box here. And your 1-2 offering. Rise ball away. No chance to go after that one. Too high up the ladder. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, work back into the count. Foul a couple pitches off. Takes the ball there. Looking to settle in here. Looking for something she can drive.
So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Here's the 2-2 offering. Kirby swings through the outside pitch. Could not get to it. Strikeout number 1 by Lovren. And it's out number 2 here in the top of the first. And that brings up Addie Smelter, the second baseman. Smelter again has 2 home runs and 2 doubles in this postseason. And she came into the postseason with a .364 average. Pitch there, takes a good cut but misses it, and the count is 0-1. I think Lovren's approach here is to maybe work her inside.
Yeah, I think. Keep her arms out of it. Don't let her extend. Make her put it in play, maybe over to the left side. Get a ground ball to the shortstop.
And here's now your 0-1 pitch, and Smelter takes it. It's a called strike high on the outside, and the count is 0-2. Not much you could do with that pitch.
Yeah, just that's a tough pitch, and now she's going to have to battle here down 0-2.
So Lovren certainly buckling down here, as here's the 0-2 pitch to Smelter. A rise ball away, and the count is 1-2. So comparing the pitchers, Eckelceder certainly throws harder. There's no doubt about that there. But Lovren, plenty of experience on the mound as well. 1-2 pitch, swinging right through it. There is Smelter. Back-to-back Ks by Lovren, and that does it for the Vikings in the top of the first.
As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Northern Country Co-op and Viafield are now Nexus Cooperative, your full-service ag partner, supplying all your agronomy, energy, feed, grain, and lumber needs. Our highly knowledgeable and experienced team utilizes the latest technology in feed manufacturing, agronomy services, precision ag, plant and animal nutrition, energy products, and grain marketing to keep our customers ahead of the rest. Stop in today at any of our 26 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota, or visit us online at nexus.coop.
Bottom of the first inning, Edco leading 1-0. Kate Lodge, Reagan Wedeking, and Hannah Wagsness to lead things off here for the Indians. The left-handed hitting, Kate Lodge up to bat. Lodge this season batting .463 from the leadoff spot. Is a freshman and leads them in scoring. And she lines up from the left side of the box, 1 foot in front of the other, takes the rise ball away. The count is 1-0. Here's the Edco defense. Ava Hofer in left field, Avery Brown in center, Kara Knipper is in right field. Around the horn defensively, Eva Vasky at third, Faith Dugan at short, Eddie Smeltzer at second, Lauren Kirby at first. And here, following that ball out of play, is Lodge, and the count is a ball and a strike. Your battery is McKenna Hofer, the catcher. Rachel Eckelceder is the senior right-hander on the mound for Edco. And the count is a ball and a strike here to Lodge. It's been interesting when you talk about hitters as far as how many times they've struck out this year. I think Eckelceder's like 4 times. 1-1 pitch, bouncing ball. Second baseman, Addie Smeltzer. Nice, easy hop to handle. Lodge throwing out at first base. Finishing that thought, Lodge has struck out all of 6 times all year. Eckelceder's 4, Dugan's 8.
Yeah, these girls, you don't get here for, just being an average hitter, but being a good hitter and being able to put the ball in play. And Lodge, again, put it in play right at Addie Smeltzer. Nice play.
Reagan Wedeking is up to bat. Wedeking, the number 2 hitter. Her batting average, .391, takes a rise ball up high, and the count is 1-0. So Clarksville, again, scoring 13 runs in one tournament game, scoring 12 runs and then losing. 1-0 is now the count. And here is your offering. Wedeking takes it high, and the count is 2-0. For Edco, this is their first state tournament appearance since 2002. That was part of the run of 3 years in a row under Kevin Shookman. They made it in 01, 02, and 03. 2-0 is the count now. 2-0 pitch there, fouled against the Edco dugout, and it's now 2 balls and a strike. They lost the 2002 title game to Woodbury Central by a score of 1-0.
That was a tough game. I mean, Nellie Slater did a great job pitching for them.
2-1 is just the count. And Wedeking awaits the offering from Eckelceder. Rise ball, she went after it, got a piece of it to foul it back, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. So evened up. Again, the big story will be, can they make hard contact against Eckelceder? Like that ground ball hit to Smeltzer by Lodge. The Vikings, those are the plays that they'd love all night long. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 offering, and it's a high major league pop-up. Left field, a late start is Ava Hofer, but comes in and makes the play. Ball tried to score down a little bit, but she was able to hang on to it. And Wedeking flies out there to shallow left field, and that's out number 2 here in the bottom of the first.
Well, you talk about solid contact, Rachel Eckelceder brings power, so if you can make on-time contact, it's going to go, but you can see timing just a little off there. Wedeking got under it. Easy fly ball there for Ava Hofer.
Wagsness batting .461, 39 RBIs on the season, takes a rise ball upstairs. The count is 1. Going back to that strikeout discussion we had, have you ever had a player there with low strikeouts in the season with the baseball team?
Mike Jones, he's my assistant. He went a whole season without a strikeout.
That's impressive.
And we ended at the state tournament.
And 1-0 offering there, rise ball away, and the count is 2-0. Yeah, that's, again, he was a senior, right?
He was a senior, and that was one of his goals, and pretty impressive to go, single digits, let alone not having any strikeouts.
Especially when you're talking like 120, 125 at-bats, something like that. 2-0 pitch, a rise ball high, and Eckelceder did not do this the other night against Exira Elkhorn-Kimballton, going to 3 balls on any batter, but she has went to 3 balls on this batter here in Wagsness. And the 3-0 offering, Wagsness takes it high. It is ball number 4. So a 2-out walk. Now the difference between these two teams really is running, stolen base-wise. As a team, Clarksville is 43 of 45, so they don't run a ton. And Edco has 108 stolen bases out of 113 attempts.
Yeah, their top base stealer was Lodge, the catcher. She's got 9.
Yep, so Wagsness only stole 2 all year. Pitch there to Kara Bolin. That is a ball inside. The count is 1-0. Bolin is up to bat as a .381 hitter, 27 RBIs. 1-0 is the count. The 1-0 offering, that pitch is away. The count is 2-0. Eckelceder here, as a rarity, has thrown 6 balls in a row.
Yeah, just struggling a little bit, trying to pitch away, using that rise ball, using that outside pitch, and she needs to find the corner of that plate.
2-0 offering, and good, healthy cut by Bolin. Could not get to it. She was challenged, and the count is 2-1. So a runner at first base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Eckelceder trying to even up the count here on Bolin. And your 2-1 offering from Eckelceder rocks and fires. Bouncing ball, one hopper right back to the mound. Eckelceder goes to second base for some reason for the force out. Either way, the out is retired there, and the inning comes to an end. Clarksville, no runs, no hits. They leave 1. We've played 1. 1-0 Vikings.
The doctors and staff of Family Dentistry Associates of Monona encourage everyone to get out and support your local baseball and softball teams, enjoy the weather, and get your kids' summer checkup scheduled at Family Dentistry Associates in Monona. Call today to schedule 539-4651.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by 4 Scoops and More, The Edgewood Locker, Tinker-Built Custom Fab and Portable, Lloyd Kelchin Grain, Woods Edge Golf Course, Nick's Excavating and Kane Construction in Farmersburg, T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona, St. Olaf Ag Sales and Service, Growl Logs and Lumber in Elkader, Timber is a Crop, Harvest Wisely, Meyer Collision and Service Center in Gothenburg and Elkader, LTI & Sons Water Conditioning, your Connecticut dealer in Postville, and TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont. Now in the top of the second inning, Vikings will send up 7-8-9. That'll be Chloe Everett, Kara Knipper, and Avery Brown in inning number 2. Vikings scored a run on 3 hits, helped out by an error in the top of the first inning, and Clarksville put a runner on first base, and that would get no further. Eckelceder got that ball right back to the mound. Must have been a case they're just used to going to second base on that, huh?
Yeah, I don't think she realized, we've got 2 outs. I can just go to first with that. I have all the time in the world, but still made a nice play.
So that brings up, once again, Chloe Everett, the designated player. Everett this season, batting average at over 308 to be a matter of fact. And we mentioned this earlier, that she has had timely hits in the postseason and going back to that North Lynn game.
Yeah, different role for her this year, being that designated player and, having some issues with running. So being able to put the ball in play, get on base, doing a nice job with that.
And she couldn't pitch this year. She had been the number 2 pitcher for Edco. Offering there to Everett, it's inside, it's a called strike. The count is 0-1. So here we are, inning number 2. Vikings with the early lead with the bottom of the lineup, which has been very effective here in Fort Dodge. 0-1 offering to Everett, bouncing ball right back to the mound. Yes, Lovren, that's how we ended the first inning. It's a low throw. It's knocked down there by Bolin. She didn't pick it up cleanly, but has plenty of time to pick it up. Everett bounces out to first, and that's out number 1 here in the second.
But still solid contact out of Everett, just right at the pitcher there. And they're looking for something maybe out of the pitcher's reach here with 7-8-9, just to try to get a runner.
Brings up Kara Knipper. Knipper batting average at around 200, but it is jumped up 25 points.
Yeah, she's done a nice job here in the postseason.
And one of the seniors for them, the number 8 hitter. Pitch there, hits a bouncing ball, slow roller, third baseman, charge it. That is Jordan. The throw to first, it is just in time. Nice hustle down the line by Knipper. Charging it was Jordan with a good, strong throw, and that's out number 2.
A nice play there by the third baseman. That ball looked like it might have turned and gone foul, but she fielded it in front and just made a nice throw. Good stretch by first baseman.
Avery Brown up to bat. Brown batting .227. She is the center fielder and the only left-handed bat in the lineup. And she looks to slap at that pitch, turns away from it inside. The count is 0-1. Brown is a sophomore and just continues to work at that slapping motion there. And eventually they hope that she become like a second leadoff hitter. 1-0 pitch, takes that pitch outside. The count is 2-0. And Clarksville will defend her in at the corners. And the second baseman, actually Clark, will come in towards the mound. So here's the 2-0 pitch to Brown. Takes that pitch. It's a called strike on the outside. And the count is 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, so that slapping is unique to softball. It's not a baseball thing. So just trying to get the ball in play and use your speed to beat something out.
2 balls, 1 strike. Swings through the outside pitch there. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Brown, what she does sometimes is just kind of, not a bunt, but just kind of checks the swing and just try to make contact. Then try to use her speed to run down to first base. 2-2 pitch. Reaches out for the outside pitch. Cannot get to it. The Vikings go down in order on the third strikeout recorded by Lovren. We've played an inning and a half. 1-0, Edco leads.
When I started out in the car business, my dad gave me some good advice. Hi, it's Forrest Brown with the Brown's family of dealerships. What my dad told me is when you sell someone their first car, you need a good sales department. But if you expect to sell them their second, third, and fourth car, you better have a great service department. Visit any one of the Brown's family of dealerships in Guttenberg, Elkader, West Branch, or Victory Ford in Dyersville and find out why Brown's is your hometown dealer, no matter where your hometown may be.
The Clayton County Farm Bureau Beef Passport is your chance to support local restaurants, local farmers, and local beef all summer long. Pick up a passport and visit participating stops like Backwoods Bar and Grill, TD Sports Bar, and Gunda Roadhouse to enjoy featured beef items and collect stamps for prize entries. New this year, a digital passport option, a farmer's market stop, and no minimum number of stamps required to win. The Clayton County Farm Bureau Beef Passport runs now through August 31st.
Bottom of the second inning, it'll be Sydney Lovren, Brooks Bolin, and Gia Hudger to lead things off. That'll be 5, 6, and 7 in the Clarksville lineup. So in the bottom of inning number 2, Vikings scored the first run as Faith Dugan left with a single and later scored. First pitch there to Lovren, takes it inside. It's a called strike. The count is 0-1. Lovren batting .320 on the season as the number 5 hitter, but among the team leaders with 28 RBIs this season. They've had a very potent lineup throughout the year. Owen offering from Eckelcedar, rise ball away. The count is 1-1. So Eckelcedar pushing that pitch away, and that's a pitch there that has been so successful for her, that rise ball.
Yeah, that rise ball, especially when she gets ahead in the count, but trying to get people to chase that outside pitch.
1-1 pitch, it's inside, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. So can she get Clarksville to kind of chase those, but she's going to have to work a little harder against a potent lineup. And it's 2 balls and a strike. So Lovren digs back in, and Eckelcedar rocks. 2-1 pitch, and the pitch missing outside. Held it for a second there, but too far outside. And the count is 3-1.
Yeah, just off the corner there. Had the right height there, but just didn't quite catch that black corner of the plate.
So 3 balls and a strike. You don't dare want to walk the leadoff hitter here. 3-1 pitch there, taking it all the way for a strike is Lovren, as Lovren looked like she was going to put her bats and head it towards the dugout there, but not the case. It is called a strike, and it's a full count right now. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Everett, the 3-2 pitch, and it's a high fly ball to right field. Knipper able to go over, drops the ball in right field. She was moving to her left, but dropped the ball. It'll be an error charged on the play, and the leadoff runner on for Clarksville here in the second.
Yeah, just got to it in time.
Yeah.
Kind of little low on the catch instead of up by her head, and it bounced off of the heel and just popped out. So I think we're going to get a courtesy runner.
Absolutely. Here. As Brooke Bolin comes up to bat, the number 6 hitter. Bolin this season is batting .358. Coming in to run is number 7, Emerson Miller. Miller is a 8th grader who has played in 28 games this season, does not have a single at-bat, and has scored 28 runs.
Well, this is her job, is to run for the pitcher, and, right now they're going to try to get her to second base, look to maybe sacrifice her over.
So Bolin is up to bat once again here, and Eckelcedar with the leadoff runner on. Here is now the offering. They look to bunt, pull it back, take it high, and the count is 1-0. If you're talking about sacrifices here on this season, Bolin, by the way, has 1 sacrifice this season. So 1-0 is the count, as Eckelcedar falls behind on the second hitter in this inning. And now your 1-0 offering. They scored a bunch. She went after it. It was high. No chance to get it. And it's a strike. The count is 1-1 as she stabbed at a pitch that was about eye level.
Well, that's a great pitch by Eckelcedar, knowing they want to bunt it. Just put it up just a little bit high enough where you can't quite get the bat on it.
So 1-1 is now the count. And the 1-1 pitch, she bunts, fielded by Vasky. Vasky looked at second, probably had a chance, but instead will go to first base as Miller advances into scoring position. So Bolin, a sacrifice bunt. Vasky was charging, and the ball hit to her so fast. But again, Miller, not maybe your usual courtesy runner. She did the right thing of getting the sure out.
Yeah, absolutely. Could have gone to second probably, but got the sure out. You've got a chance there now to maybe strand that runner, but you got an out. That's the important part.
Gia Hudger is up to bat, the designated player. Left-handed bat for Clarksville. Hoodger this season is batting .339 and has 14 RBIs. It takes a strike on the outside there. The count is 0-1. So this is Clarksville's first runner in scoring position in this ball game with one out.
Yeah, and that was a great strike out of Eggleseder there to start ahead. Found that outside corner against the lefty.
So Hoodger try to see if she can pick up a run here. Eggleseder, the 1-1 pitch. It's a rise ball. They may check down to third base to see if she went. They will, and she did not go. So it's a ball and a strike. She was able to check on that rise ball to the outside. So 1-1 is the count. And Eggleseder gets the sign from Coach Eggleseder there, her dad there in the Edco dugout. 1-1 pitch, and that's sliced into left field and right at Ava Hofer, but it goes over her head. It's going to be extra bases. Scoring standing up is going to be the runner Miller. Hoodger goes into second base, and it's an error defensively there for Edco. Hofer had a chance to get that ball.
Yeah, she just misjudged that a little bit, and that ball sailed a little bit on her, and I think it just caught her off guard and went right over the top of her glove. Get that extended, maybe she knocks that down, but it's going to go all the way to the fence, and Hoodger's going to end up at second base.
So that brings up here Micah Hall, the right fielder. So the inning continues as they rule it a hit. So they will give her a double on that. And that brings up Micah Hall, another left-handed bat, the right fielder. She looks to bunt, misses it there, and the count is 0-1. So that ball was sliced. We mentioned Hoodger bats left-handed, and it was sliced to left field there. And for Eva Hofer, you're not used to a sliced ball coming your way.
Yeah, that's just a little different. You don't see that a lot because you don't face a lot of lefties.
And again, here's the 0-1 pitch, and that ball sliced. Ducking on the on-deck circle is Eve Jordan. She's all right. And it is again 0-2. So there's still one out. Our game is now tied at 1 here in the bottom of the second, as Clarksville has put the ball into play and forcing the Vikings to make some plays defensively.
Yeah, he just made a miscue and then a nice hit by Hoodger.
0-2 pitch, and that's a high pop-up in the infield. Smeltzer calls for it. She'll move over to the left, take a couple of steps there, able to camp underneath it. Hall pops out to second for what is out number 2. Brings up number 9 hitter in Eve Jordan, the third baseman. Jordan this season is batting .405. So this is a legitimate hitting team, which Edco, the best hitting team they've probably seen this season was Southeast Warren. And here is the first pitch to Jordan. She lifts a high pop-up. In foul territory is Vasky, and the coach's box makes the play for the third out of the inning. Jordan pops out to third. But a run in the inning for Clarksville. They do it with a hit, helped out by an error. We've played 2. We're tied at 1.
At Freedom Bank, we're proud to cheer on the hometown athletes who give it their all. You'll see us in the stands, on the sidelines, and throughout our communities, supporting the players, coaches, and families who make Northeast Iowa a great place to call home. Whether it's on the field or in your financial life, we're here to help you reach your goals. Visit us in Elkader, Monona, Postville, or Waukon and experience the difference of a 100% employee-owned community bank. Freedom Bank. We empower success.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Carl's Grocery, Wolfie's Retreat Dog Grooming, Boarding, and Daycare in Manchester, Lone Pine Golf Course and Country Club, The Market, a division of Kendrick Inc., Nutrient Ag Solutions, Farmer Savings Bank of Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, Elgin, and Wadena, member FDIC, Thompson Construction and Monona Overhead Door, Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont, Myers Auto Service in Monona, Clayton County Recycling in Monona, Culligan Water Conditioning in Elkader, Fisk Farm and Home in Monona, Cresco, and Decorah, and Carr Auto Group online at karautogroup.com. We are in the top of the third inning. Edco and Clarksville in the Class 1A state championship ball game are tied at 1. Top of the lineup for Edco: Faith Dugan, Ava Hofer, and Rachel Eggleseder. Dugan started this game with a base hit, an infield hit, and later scored the only Viking run. Takes the pitch there, lifts a high fly ball to center field, and that ball is going to be gone over the 200 marker there in center field. In one swing of the bat, the Vikings lead 2-1 on the 5th home run of the season, hit by Faith Dugan.
And that was a no-doubter. She hit that right up the chute, straightaway center, almost over the 200 sign, and cleared that fence easily, and that's going to be her 5th of the year. So Dugan does what she does best, put the ball in play.
So used her speed to leg out an infield single, steal second, and score on a base hit. Now used her power to score both runs for Edco, and it's 2-1 right now.
Yeah, that's just a big lift for this Edco team, and now they can settle in again. Got that one-run lead and try to get a base runner, maybe push another insurance run across.
Ava Hofer is up to bat. Hofer had a sacrifice bunt, takes the pitch away there, and the count is 1-0. So Edco, after giving up a run in the bottom of the second, they answer quickly with Dugan in the top of the third. And our score now 2-1 after the fourth hit of this ball game for the Vikings. 1-0 pitch to Hofer, fouls it back out of play. It'll actually hit the top of the netting. And the count is a ball and a strike. So it's been an entertaining game so far, as we expected.
Yeah, we expected both these teams to hit the ball, put it in play. Defense is going to have to step up.
And here's the 1-1 pitch to Hofer, takes it outside. The count is 2-1. The one thing that's very noticeable right now to the right-handed hitters, that outside pitch there, not going to get that call right now.
No, it's got to be on the corner. It's not going to be off a plate at all.
2-1 pitch, and Hofer pops it up into the infield. Second baseman calling for it is Clark. Clark handles the ball there, interestingly, but makes the play as that ball almost kind of popped out at the end. But she squeezed it, and that is out number 1 here in the third.
Yeah, caught that one-handed and almost squeezed that ball back out when she gripped that.
Rachel Eggleseder is up to bat. Singled in the first run in the first inning. So she is 1 for 1, but there is now 1 out here in the third inning. And Eggleseder, it's a bouncing ball right to the third baseman, Jordan. It's a 2-hopper, throw across the diamond. 5-3 is how that's recorded on the putout. And it's 2 outs now here in the third. McKenna Hofer is up to bat. Hofer had a base hit, her previous at-bat, as she continues her postseason surge. But now 2 outs and nobody on here in the third.
Yeah, Hofer needs to find the middle of that ball. You know, she's tends to pop it up once in a while, likes to hit those solid line drives.
And takes a good cut there, and the count is 0-1. Hofer, when she takes her swing, the front foot almost goes out of the batter's box. She starts way up there. And 0-1 is the count. 0-1 pitch. Hits a pop-up right side of the infield. That ball will make it towards the dugout there and land in front of the Edco dugout. As Boland and Lodge both gave chase, it did land in play, but too far away for either one of them to have an opportunity at that. But the count is now 0-2.
Yeah, Lovren is ahead here in the count, and McKenna Hofer going to have to protect that plate a little bit.
0-2 is now the count, as Lovren steps back on the mound. And here's your 0-2 offering. It's a rise ball upstairs, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. So 2-1 early here in this state championship ball game. Ball and 2 strikes is the count here to now once again Hofer. 1-2 offering. It hits a bouncing ball, but it hit her there in the left foot, left ankle area actually. And she just kind of walks and just kicks the foot a couple of times and does it one more time, she's going to head to the plate.
Well, you're a catcher. You're pretty tough to begin with, but shakes that off, says, let's just get in there and hit.
So it's a ball and 2 strikes to count with 2 outs. And the 1-2 offering from Lovren, rise ball away too far over the head of Hofer. And again, an experienced hitter like McKenna, not going to chase after that one over the eyes. 2 balls and 2 strikes is now the count. And the 2-2 offering from Lovren, missing just low. Good eye there by Hofer, and the count goes to full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, just missed below the knee there, so a good pitch, but Hofer not biting on it.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 3-2 pitch, bouncing ball. That's to the second baseman. Clark tries to reach for it, cannot get to it. It's out of her reach. McKenna Hofer has the 5th hit for the Vikings, a 2-out single, her 2nd hit here in the title game, and the Vikings something going perhaps with 2 outs.
Yeah, that's a nice hit for her, and you want to see Lauren Kirby do something similar. A couple of seniors here, try to get a rally going with 2 outs.
And that brings up now here Lauren Kirby at the first baseman. Kirby was a strikeout victim. Again, we will see Faith Kirby as the runner. So Faith Kirby comes in and will run again for McKenna Hofer. And there is, again, 2 outs. You figure that Kirby may very well be on the move.
That may be.
And here is now your offering to Lauren Kirby. And Lauren Kirby takes it. It's a called strike, upper part of the strike zone. The count is 0-1. Lauren Kirby had a big base hit in the ball game against Northland, which brought in Faith Kirby, her younger sister. So the Kirby girls making things happen. 1-0 pitch. It's in the dirt. It's going to scoop by the catcher Lodge. It'll be a wild pitch. Hofer, actually Kirby, goes to second base and into scoring position for the Vikings.
Yeah, that's huge because now if Lauren Kirby can find a gap for one of these strikes, maybe we can get the other Kirby girl to score on that base hit. Knowing there's 2 outs, they'll be moving.
So Lauren Kirby looking at a 1-1 count with a runner in scoring position now here with 2 outs. As Kirby steps back into the box. The Lovren pitch, and that's a pop-up out of play. And it's, again, a ball and 2 strikes now. We mentioned neither one of these teams' pitchers walk a lot of batters, and that is certainly the case for Lovren, averaging less than 2 walks a ball game, and it's 1-2. And the 1-2 offering to Kirby. Kirby swings right through the inside pitch. Strikeout number 4 by Lovren, and that does it for the Vikings in the top of the third. But they score a run on the Dugan home run. 1 run, 2 hits, they leave 1. We've played 2.5. 2-1 Edco.
The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union are proud sponsors of high school sports. We are committed to bringing our patients the highest level of total eye care with detailed one-on-one attention. Our offices offer the newest technology and equipment with a professional team of experienced staff that is committed to you. Call us today for your next total eye care appointment. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union supports all of our local athletes taking the field or court this season.
This is Chris Holbert, General Manager of Hall Roberts Son Incorporated in Postville. We would like to wish the area student athletes both a safe and successful sports season. We have been a community-based company since 1864, servicing and supporting the area ag industry with products necessary for daily success. We look forward to continuing to serve and support both the ag industry and high school athletes in our surrounding communities. Thank you and good luck from the families at Hall Roberts Son.
Now in the bottom of the third, top of the lineup up here for Clarksville, Kate Lodge, Reagan Wedeking, and Hannah Wagsness. The left-hander hitting Kate Lodge up to bat. She bounced up to second in the first inning. Lines that ball into center field. That's a base hit, and that's going to go to the fence. It's extra bases. Lodge goes into second base with a stand-up double, and the tying run on here to start the bottom of the third.
Yeah, that was just a nice piece of hitting, and again, goes the other way with a little oppo for the lefty, but drops it right in left center, and an easily stand-up double for Kate Lodge.
Reagan Wedeking is up to bat. Wedeking flew out to left field. That was an outside pitch that, again, Lodge just going with it there and driving that ball into the gap. So a runner in scoring position, nobody out. The offering now to Wedeking. She looks to bunt, pulls things back. It's high. The count is 1-0. Again, you do not hold the runner on at second base in softball. The shortstop's rolling over there, so it is Avery Brown that will have to come in from center field as the backup as they look to maybe move Lodge over here with the count 1-0. And again, here is now the offering there from, again, Echo Cedar. That ball, a bunt attempt, fouled back. She just didn't have the ball square, hit the ball square there. The bat kind of crooked as she tried to stab at it, and it's a foul back, 1-1.
Well, pretty clear that they want to get this bunt down and try to get Lodge over to third base.
Yep, and playing for a run here, especially where they're at in the lineup. 1-1 is now the count. Echo Cedar has not struck out anybody through the first 2 innings. 1-1 pitch there, and taking the pitch for a ball outside. The count is 2-1. That time Wedeking squared to bunt, but again, pulled things back. And Dugan, aware that she stole third base against Exira Elkhorn Kimbleton on a bunt attempt by Ava Hofer because the third baseman, there was miscommunication with the shortstop not covering the bag. She's there. 2-1 pitch, and again, tough angle with that bat for Wedeking to try to put that bunt down. She missed it, and the count is 0-2. And Wedeking, by the way, does have some sacrifices this year. She's got 7 sacrifices.
7 of them, so she knows how to get the ball down, but a tough spot here with 2 strikes. She's going to have to put this ball in play.
2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. And Echo Cedar delivers now your 2-2 offering, and taking called strike 3 on the inside is Wedeking. Strikeout number 1 recorded by Echo Cedar, and a big out number 1 here in the third.
You talked about her big moments and getting outs, and there was a big moment. You know, the leadoff girls at second, they needed a strikeout. She delivered.
Hannah Wagsness is up to bat. Wagsness walked in the first inning. The number 3 hitter up to bat here for the Indians. The first offering there, she takes a strike, and that one on the inside corner, and the count is 0-1. We mentioned Clarksville as a team that doesn't run a ton, but Lodge is one of those kids. She leads the team in steals, actually, with 9 on the season. Echo Cedars 0-1 pitch, and it's a high pop up out of play. She chased the rise ball that time, Wagsness did, and it lands in the Clarksville fan section. And the count is now 0-2.
And here's Echo Cedar ahead in the count, you know, knowing she needs to get another out here. If she could take one herself, that would be a huge second out.
0-2 is now the count. And Echo Cedar now, the 0-2 offering, pushes it outside, but again, too far outside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Clarksville, 1 through 9, pretty disciplined hitting team, so not chasing anything that's out of the zone, at least that wide outside pitch. And now the 1-2 offering. 1-2 pitches downstairs, and it scoots by the catcher, Hofer. It'll be a pass ball. Lodge goes to third. Some problems finding the ball. It ends up over by the Clarksville dugout, where Dugan actually Ibavaski hustles over there in the on-deck circle, as does Hofer getting to it. And Lodge will advance to third, and that goes as a pass ball through the 5 spot there for McKenna Hofer behind the plate.
Yeah, she's going to have to clean that up now with only having that one out, but still ahead on the batter here. 2
balls, 2 strikes, 2-2 pitch, and that's lined into left field. That's a base hit, and that's going to the fence. That's going to be extra bases. Wagsness goes into second base. It's a stand-up double. It's an RBI, and the game now tied at 2 here in the third.
Yeah, just a little elevated fastball there, but Wagsness just squared it up and hit it right down the line.
So you are seeing the power of the Clarksville lineup. Kara Bolin, the first baseman, is up to bat. Bolin bounced back to the mound. At second base is Wagsness now. And Eckelceder trying to get out of this bottom of the third with the game tied, as it's now 2-2. And Eckelceder facing the cleanup hitter for, again, Clarksville. The offering there, bouncing ball right back to the mound. Now Eckelceder immediately goes to first, and advancing to third base will be Wagsness. Never looked at the runner at second, went immediately to first base, but it's out number 2, and Wagsness, again, is 60 feet away with the game tied at 2.
Yeah, they've got senior Sydney Lovren coming into bat, and she would like nothing better than to drive in this RBI.
She hit a ball that was into right field where she was safe on an air. So Lovren is 0 for 1 in this ball game, and it was pinch runner Emerson Miller that scored the run. Offering there, takes the pitch outside, and the count is 1-0. A little off-speed pitch there from Eckelceder.
Yeah, and trying to find that corner, and that's the kind of pitch that Lodge hit to have her double. So, just trying to find where that edge of the zone is.
1-0 is the count. And Eckelceder delivers the 1-0 pitch, and that pitch too far outside again. And the count is 2-0. As I mentioned, and it's for both pitchers. That pitch just not there.
Yeah, it's got to be brought in a little bit. Try to find that corner of the plate, but the outside's just not there.
2-0 is now the count. So Eckelceder, this is the 5 spot in the lineup, will have to work back behind on the count at 2-0. Your 2-0 offering there, and that pitch too far outside. The count is 3-0, and a slap of the glove by Eckelceder.
Yeah, just missed a spot there, so she didn't want to go down 3-0. So she's going to have to come back with something a little better here if she wants to get back into this.
And again, Lovren, as far as batting-wise this year, has an outstanding batting average for them, as she has batted this season at .320. But she takes a called strike there. The count is 0-1. If you're talking about working around her, well, Bolin's on deck. And Bolin, by the way, this season is batting .381. So you're not working around here, Lovren.
Yeah, you got to try to get this out right here, but you got to get back into this count.
3-1 is the count. 3-1 offering, and Lovren takes that on the inside corner for a strike. Eckelceder a strike away from getting out of this inning tied, as the count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Lovren takes a couple of practice swings as she steps out of the box, regroups, and now heads back into the box as we have the full count pitch. Eckelceder stands on the mound with that left leg well behind her, as here is now your 3-2 offering to Lovren, and Lovren lines that ball right to the shortstop, Dugan. Dugan comes racing towards the ball there, greeted it on the fly. Lovren lines out to short to end it here in the bottom of the third inning. But for the Indians, 1 run, a hit. They leave a runner at third. We've played 3. We're tied at 2.
Hi, this is Tara Fink, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Helping people, bottom line, is the biggest reason I chose a career in mental health. During my own struggles, it was difficult to find good support in this area. Therefore, I vowed to come back home to help meet the great need for mental health care in Northeast Iowa. I'm available for consultations at both the Walk-On and Postville Clinic locations, offering assessment, diagnosis, and medication management for all mental illnesses.
Exceptional caring people, Veterans Memorial.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Leonard Muller Funeral Home and Crematory in Manchester, Edgewood, and Strawberry Point. The Edgewood Reminder, Evans Chiropractic, Silver Edge Cooperative in Edgewood, Strawberry Point, and Delhi, J&J Land Solutions in Edgewood, the Loena Savings Bank, member FDIC, Bacon Concrete in Postville, Furniture Showcase and Allwine, Lighting Showroom, Flooring, Furniture, and Window Treatments, Bruins and James Insurance, the Grinnell Mutual Agent in Monona, and by Rivals Inc., Custom Gear, Screen Printing, Embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com.
Top of the fourth inning, we're tied at 2 for Edco. 2 runs, 5 hits. They've committed 1 error. For Clarksville, 2 runs, 3 hits. They have not committed an error. Addie Smeltzer, Chloe Everett, Kara Knipper to lead things off here in the Viking lineup. Smeltzer is the number 6 spot, takes a pitch there for a ball outside. The count is 1-0. Smeltzer was a strikeout victim back in the first inning. So now in the middle stages of this ball game, Edco has never trailed. They led 1-0 and 2-1, and we are now tied at 2. 1-0 offering to Smeltzer, pops it up, right side of the infield. First baseman called off immediately by the second baseman Clark. Easier play for her. And Smeltzer pops up in the infield to the second baseman for out number 1 very quickly.
Yeah, just elevated that ball, got under it a little bit, and easy play there for the Indians.
So that brings up now here Chloe Everett, the designated player. Everett is 0 for 1, bounced out to third back in the second inning. Actually bounced back to the mound in the second inning. So here is the first pitch to Chloe Everett, the offering from Lovren, and it's a high pop-up right side of the infield, giving chase to first baseman Bolin, who tries to make an over-the-shoulder catch past the edge of the infield, near the fence down the right field line, just out of her reach. Great effort, but a long strike, and the count is 0-1.
That's a tough play for the first baseman to reach. That's got to be either your right fielder or your second baseman's got to take that ball.
And that would have been tough where that ball ended up there for either one of them. So 0-1, and the 0-1 offering to Everett. Everett, same place, and this one's going to go a little further out of play, though, past the Edco dugout, and the count is 0-2. So this still the second time through the lineup for Edco. They have scored a run in the first, a run in the third, and they have done that with the top of the lineup, as Faith Dugan has scored both of those runs. Stepping out of the box is Everett, who now steps back in. And again, the count is 0-2. 0-2 offering and takes it inside. Had to kind of back away from that a bit. And the count is 1-2.
Yeah, that inside pitch, that corner is there. So Lovren trying to find that inside corner, but that one just a little too far inside there. Ball for Everett.
So here's now the 1-2 pitch to Everett. It is outside away. And the count now goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So evened up here. Cloud cover continuing. Again, the lights are on for this ball game. And despite the fact that it's become a late matinee affair. 2-2 pitch, bouncing ball foul out of play behind us, behind the batting box area there, where it falls away. And again, we'll do it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So been a battle here early in the ball game. We figured this would be a close ball game. They had a 7-6 game in Class 2A yesterday. 2-2 offering to Everett, pops that one out of play again. And we'll do it again with the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good at bat here for Everett. She got behind 0-2. She's fought off a couple of pitches, so a 6 pitch at bat. Going to be 7th pitch here.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes is now the count. Let's see if it pays off for Everett with a single. 2-2 pitch, and she hits a bouncing ball. It does pay off into center field. A 2-2 single from Chloe Everett. So that is the 6th hit for the Vikings, and a 1-out single here puts a runner at first.
And that'll bring Eva Vasky back out. She will run for the position because that's the designated player. So put some wheels on the base paths. Eva Vasky, 28 of 28 stolen bases.
Yep, so Vasky comes in as the runner there as Everett is replaced. Now, remember, Everett will re-enter as the designated player, but if Vasky comes in a second time, that would eliminate your designated player.
Yep.
Kara Knipper is up to bat. Knipper bounced out to third. She is 0 for 1. So you have, as you mentioned, the speed of Vasky on the base paths. We were talking about this the other day, but Vasky has maybe the best high school slide. It's head first.
Oh, yeah, it's fun to watch.
And here is the first pitch to, once again, Knipper. And off and running is Vasky. Here's the throw to second. She slides in head first. Not a chance. What's cool about it is she's able to go to the corner and then uses the corner to kind of turn herself back towards the field of play. So a great jump by Vasky into scoring position on the steal. Wait a minute.
Her out?
Did her hand come off the bag?
I'm not sure.
And that's what I think he's going to say there, is that the hand went off the bag. So Vasky throwing out. So my question is, was she safe and they held the tag and was out then?
I think that's what it was, because he had it safe, and then all of a sudden she's walking off.
So Kara Knipper is up to bat. Knipper is 0 for 1, as we mentioned, but now there's 2 outs. And I know they got an explanation from the official there, and there's no argument from Edco, by the way, as Knipper takes that pitch for a strike. The first pitch was a ball?
Was a ball, so she's 1-1 here.
So the scoreboard is not caught up to date. But now 2 outs, and Vasky, 1-1 is the count to Knipper, who follows it back. The count is 1-2. Vasky technically given the steal and then thrown out after coming off the bag?
I think so. I mean, she stole the base.
Yeah.
And then she was tagged while she's on the base. So I think that's a stolen base. But either way, she's not on the bags anymore.
So Kara Knipper, the 0-2 pitch to Knipper. It's outside away, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. So that changes the inning drastically. It's now 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. And Knipper will try to get something going, the number 8 hitter in the lineup for, again, the Vikings. And the 1-2 pitch hits a high pop-up in the infield, certainly playable. Third baseman calling for it there, and Eve Jordan makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Vikings, no runs ahead. They leave nobody. Halfway through this one, we're tied at 2.
Hey sports fans, take a time out to call Garms Financial Services for all your insurance needs. Whether you need auto, home, farm, health, crop, or business insurance, Garms Financial Services and Grinnell Mutual has you covered. You'll receive quality protection, expert advice, and local friendly service. Owner Brian Bugenhagen, along with his staff, look forward to serving all your insurance needs. Call them today for a free competitive quote. Garms Financial Services, located in Elkader and now also in Monona, your trusted choice agency.
Inspiring changes to a happier, healthier you is what we do at Clayton Drug. We are committed to helping you achieve the highest quality of life possible. We are a full-service pharmacy offering services such as med packing to your home or mail delivery and online prescription refill. We also offer a cash pricing program on name brand and generic prescriptions. Call 563-245-2530 to find out more. Clayton Drug, connecting the communities of Elkader, Strawberry Point, and Sumner to serve us all in between.
So we once again now are in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Brooke Bolin, Gia Hudger, and Micah Hall to lead things off. Again, we thank you for sticking with us. A little drop out once every so often. We appreciate you hanging with us here. Good news is we always come back, even if it's just for a second or two.
That's good.
So Brooke Bolin is up to bat. Bolin is the center fielder. She had a sacrifice bunt her last at-bat. So it again set to lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning of a 2-2 tie. Eckelceder in her 4th inning of work, 0-2. As we continue to broadcast here, we are down at Fort Dodge here, Harlan Rogers Field. Again, every once in a while, you drop a frame or two here. We appreciate you hanging with us. Here's now the 0-2 offering. Rise ball, just missing high.
Ooh,
and
close.
Just missed that one. And Eckelceder, you could see there, thought she had that.
Yeah, a little frustration there. That was a little out. I don't think it was too high, but a little out, maybe a little elevated, but nibbling on that corner once again.
So it's a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch there, bouncing ball right back to the mound. 2-hopper to the pitcher. Eckelceder goes down there, picks it up off the ground, flips it to the first baseman in Kirby, and it's 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th.
And we talk about the strikeouts with Eckelceder, but that soft contact, those easy ground balls, those pop-ups, that's the other thing that she's really good about. If she can't get them to strike out, she's going to get him to get an easy play.
And she has had to make 3 plays bouncing back to the mound. So she is, that soft contact has shown. Gia Hudger is up to bat, the designated player who did not have soft contact her last at-bat. She doubled back in the 2nd inning. Takes the first pitch outside. The count is 0-1. Again, another left-handed bat for Clarksville. Got a good mixture in their lineup. Rare high school team with more than one left-handed hitter.
Not a lot of lefties, that's for sure.
And they've got 3 of them. 1-0 the count, 1-0 pitch, Hudger bouncing ball right back to the mound. So this time she induces that soft contact, back to the mound, Hudger hits it, and just like that, 2 up and 2 down as Eckelceder has made the last 2 plays.
Yeah, Hudger had that great contact the first time, slicing it down the left field side, but not able to get through it on that one, just dribbled it back to the pitcher.
So that brings up Micah Hall now here, and Hall, another left-handed bat. Hall popped out to second, and here is the offering from Eckelceder, outside pitch, fouled up on a play, and the count is 0-1. So, bottom of the lineup here is what you're facing for Edco. And trying to get out of this inning here in the bottom of the 4th inning with this game tied at 2. As teams have had a few opportunities, both teams really taking advantage of that. 0-1 pitch, and that's a called strike. And the count is 0-2. And again, that was to the outside, but still up in the strike zone.
Yeah, up a little bit, but a good strike there by Eckelceder, and let's see if she goes inside now, knowing that outside pitch hasn't been called so far today.
So the count is 0-2. 0-2 offering slapped into left field, and that ball's going to fall in from the base hit. She just reached out for it there. Hall has the 4th hit for Clarksville in a 2-out single here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, that ball just on that outside corner, and she just went with the pitch, slapped it over there into left, and got herself a little base hit.
Eve Jordan is the number 9 hitter, and Jordan popped out to 3rd her last at-bat. So you've got a 2-out base runner here for Clarksville. And again, they're more of a station-to-station team. And with their hitters, you understand that. And the first pitch there, it's a rise ball away. The count is 1-0. They have played 37 games and have a total of 43 steals. So about a steal a game.
About a steal a game is about all they muster.
So Jordan took the first pitch high. The count is 1-0. 1-0 offering there. Here's a high fly ball to left center field. This ball is going to be gone. It is a 2-run home run by the number 9 hitter, Eve Jordan. And just like that, Jordan's second home run of the season puts Clarksville up 4-2 here in the fourth.
Yeah, and Jordan batting in that 9 spot, she's a 405 hitter, so she's not, a stranger to getting base hits, but got all of that one. And that cleared the fence out there in left center.
So it is the first lead of the afternoon for Clarksville. It is now 4-2 with 2 outs, and a great timeout taken here by Edco as they bring in the infield, and also McKenna Hofer as well, as they have a conference there with just the girls in the center circle. And now they break with 2 outs, and again, it's now 4-2 Clarksville. It's a team that has hitting up and down the lineup, and they just showed it with the 8 and 9 hitters. There is not a break in the lineup.
Yeah, you don't get any respite here with 8-9. Now you're back to the top of the order with the catcher, one of their leading hitters.
So Kate Lodge is up to bat, top of the lineup. Lodge takes the pitch high. The count is 1-0. Lodge bounced out to second and doubled and scored. So Eve Jordan giving the Indians the lead. The defending state champion Class 1A now leads by a score of 4-2. So the Vikings will need their offense. 1-0 pitch, it's low and outside, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. We mentioned they're a team that has scored double digits in runs twice and also given up double digits in runs twice. So that's something to think about.
Yeah, something to think about for the Vikings. You're not out of this, but you got to stop the bleeding here.
2-0 offering, and that ball's lined down the left field line. That's into the corner. Again, she went with the outside pitch. This is the second double for Lodge, and another runner in scoring position as the 2-out rally continues for Clarksville.
And that was just a nice hit. The lefty hitting it oppo there right down the line and just got inside the chalk down there and ended up deep in the corner. So Ava Hofer had to go digging it out. And Lodge looked at 3 but held up there at second base.
The hits that Clarksville has, none of them have been soft hits. They have been impressive hits. Reagan Wedeking is up to bat now. And again, McKenna Hofer will take time here to have a conversation with her pitcher, Rachel Eckelceder. They've had a lot of these conversations the last couple of years, and let's see how they work with 2 outs to go. So they have, in this ball game, 4 extra base hits. 4 of their 6 hits are extra bases.
Yeah, they've hit it well when they've been hitting it, and that's why they're in this position, because they know how to put the ball in play and find those gaps.
So Wedeking is up to bat. As we mentioned, 0 for 2, flew out to left and a strikeout victim. And the Vikings trying to end it without any further damage. First pitch there, top part of the strike zone, caught it on the outside. The count is 0-1. So now we approach the 5th inning. We'll start to head towards the later stages of this ball game as Clarksville leading here once again 4-2 our score. And Eckelceder, the 0-1 offering to Wedeking, takes it inside, just misses, and it's a ball and a strike. So Edco and again, Eckelceder averaging a strikeout and a half per inning, which means she's averaging 10, 11 strikeouts a ball game here. 1 strikeout so far against this Clarksville team. 1-1 offering to Wedeking, slices that one down the right field line. The count is 1-2. And even when they've had the outside pitch, being behind on the count, or being behind when you're swinging, that's not what they're doing. They're actually going with the outside pitch.
Yeah, they're going with that outside pitch, driving it where it's being pitched, and doing a nice job of hitting the ball right now.
A ball and 2 strikes is the count. And Eckelceder a strike away from getting out of it here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's now your 1-2 offering, and it's a foul ball back. We'll do it again with a ball and 2 strikes. Again, Edco 3-0 here in Fort Dodge. Clarksville 3-1. They actually lost to Fort Dodge St. Edmund, but Fort Dodge St. Edmund had to beat them twice. Fort Dodge St. Edmund played 3 games in this new format on Wednesday.
Yeah, that was a long day for St. Ed's.
A ball and 2 strikes is the count now to Wedeking. And the 1-2 offering, there's a changeup fouled up the third base line. And we'll do it again with a count at a ball and 2 strikes. So again, 1-2 is the count. Clarksville coming out of the bottom half of the bracket. They were the number 2 seed, or are the number 2 seed. And as we mentioned, the Vikings, no matter what, were going to have to be the visiting team every game of the state tournament because they were the number 8 seed coming in. 1-2 offering to Wedeking. Again, rise ball, but she fights it off and will do it again with a ball and 2 strikes.
Good at bat for Wedeking. That's her 6th pitch. So, getting deep in here, still behind in the count, but fighting off those pitches, trying to get something that she can drive.
Absolutely nothing easy right now as they are making Echo Cedar work on the mound. So the count is 1-2. 1-2 offering. Rise ball misses away, and the count is 2-2. We mentioned both pitchers have been working that spot, but haven't gotten it. And they're evened up at 2-2. Again, consistency that's what you look for, and that's what they're getting.
Absolutely, and it's a good pitch. It's real close, but it's not quite there. So you got to find a different corner, different knee.
And a lot of teams would chase after that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2-2 pitch, a rise ball far and away. No chance that one even being close to the strike zone. The count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the bottom of the lineup started this inning, and the top of the lineup continuing it here for Clarksville.
Yeah, they'd love to continue this inning.
3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 offering, bouncing ball, slow roller, and again another foul ball as Vasky gloves it near the third base coach's box. And we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes and a lengthy at-bat.
It's going to be a 10-pitch at-bat at least here, and worked herself back in at Reagan Wedeking here, trying to get on base, ball 4, base hit, whatever she can do.
And 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Echo Cedar trying to end the inning right here. And set to deliver now your 3-2 offering, and Wedeking lines that ball into right center field. That's a base hit. Cut off by Knipper, but scoring from second, standing up is Lodge. The 2-out rally continues for Clarksville. A base hit by Wedeking with an RBI. It is now 5-2, Clarksville in the lead.
Yeah, that was a good piece of hitting. Like I said, that was a 10-pitch at bat, and she finishes it with a nice slicing line drive right up over second base. And even if the right fielder fields that right away, no chance to catch Lodge, who's quick on the bases.
Hannah Wagsness is up to bat, the shortstop, and she is 1 for 1. Singled and then doubled in a run. Takes the pitch there. It's a strike on the inside. The count is 0-1. Wedeking, what'd you say, 10 pitches in that at-bat?
10 pitches in that at-bat.
And again, it pays off with another hard-hit ball to right center field. Excellent job by Knipper to at least cut it off and hold it to a single. So here's the 0-1 pitch, and that ball's bouncing back to the mound, goes off the glove of Echo Cedar, picked up by Vasky. The throw to first is getting by the first baseman, Kirby. It was a low throw. That'll be an error on the play. Going to third is Wedeking, and Wagsness safe on the air. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. The inning continues.
And that ball went off of Echo Cedar's glove, so trickled right towards third base. Eva Vasky did a nice job picking it clean, but a little low on the throw, and Kirby not able to hang on to that.
And to touch 3 players there, and you can debate as Coach Huber takes time out here with runners on the corners, but technically that's likely an error on Kirby, the first baseman.
Yeah, I think that's who that goes to because that ball was a little low, but it was catchable. So she's got to hold on to that, and I think they've got her if she can hold on.
Yeah, Echo Cedar tried to glove it there, and she was frustrated she didn't come up with it, and it wasn't hard hit. Vasky was charging, though, made a good throw. It was a low throw. We should point that out. And Kirby had to go down to get it there, but it stayed off the ground, but it ends up being an error anyway. And there's runners in the corners with the cleanup hitter, Kara Bolin, up to bat. Bolin is over 2. She has bounced twice back to the mound. The inning started with 2 weak ground balls back to the mound. Since then, a Hall single, a Jordan 2-run homer, a Lodge double, a base hit RBI for Wedeking, and an error has put runners on the corners, 3 on the board. 5 have reached, all with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
2-out rally and the 8th batter of the inning here.
So, again, Kara Bolin is up to bat. It has become a long inning, which is a rarity for Edco. First pitch there, good, healthy cut by Bolin, did not get to it. They send the runner between first and second. They've got a run down here. Kirby, they have home plate left open. Kirby throws it back to third base there with Vasky, and going into second base is Wagness. In baseball, they call that the balk steal. And Edco actually vacated the plate. Had Clarksville realized it there, Wedeking could have strolled home.
She could have strolled home because McKenna Hofer went towards first to try to be part of that play, and luckily Kirby goes to third, drives the runner back, get away with just one base.
0-1 pitch, and Weddekings are actually bowling, swings right through it. So Wagsness stopped halfway between first and second. They threw it through the mound there where it was caught by Dugan. Dugan started to run the runner back to first base, then threw it to Lauren Kirby, and that is the time that Hofer was headed towards first base. But instead, Kirby went to third, as here's an 0-2 pitch that is popped up. Smeltzer, edge of the infield, coming in and making a basket catch there is Knipper near the edge of the infield. That does it for Clarksville in the bottom of the fourth. But they pick up 3 runs in the inning. They do it with 4 hits and 1 error. We now go to the top of the fifth. 5-2, Clarksville leads.
Hi, this is Cody from Torkelson Motors in Elgin and Walk-On. At Torkelson Motors, we believe that student involvement in activities is a great way to help grow our communities, and we are proud to help sponsor this game for your enjoyment. We've been serving Northeast Iowa since 1926 and appreciate the business that our customers have given us and the support they provide to our area schools and communities. So the next time you are in need of a new or used vehicle or a repair, stop into Torkelson Motors. We've been selling cars the old-fashioned way with a friendly smile and a handshake right here next door in Elgin and Walk-On.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Community Insurance with offices in Edgewood and Delhi, Citizen State Bank of Monticello, Hopkinton, Ryan, Manchester, Winthrop, Strawberry Point, Springville, and New Vienna, member FDIC and equal housing lender. Blooms, Flowers, Gifts, and more in Edgewood. Edgewood Convalescent Home and Lincolnwood Assisted Living. Northeast Iowa Sub Drains in Strawberry Point. Rockwell Appliance and TV, the home of quality service with the lowest price guaranteed in Prairie du Chien, Waukon, Decorah, and Viroqua. Elkader Chiropractic Center, Dr. Jamie Hammersland. Innovative Ag Services in Elkader, Monona, and Waukon. Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa. And Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at guttenberghospital.org.
Now in the top of the fifth inning and up to bat is Avery Brown. First pitch, slaps it to the shortstop, charging in his Wagsness. The throw across the diamond, it is in time. 1 up and 1 down here in the top of the fifth inning. That brings up the top of the lineup, and this is the part of the lineup that has done damage for the Vikings. Faith Dugan is up to bat. She is 2 for 2. She has singled and scored and hit a home run, driving in a run there. So she has had an outstanding game as we are here in now the top of the fifth inning. But the Vikings needing to chip away at a 5-2 deficit. Pitch is upstairs to Dugan, and the count is 1-0. But now this is the later stages of the game.
Well, and they need to attack this of 1 run at a time. You can't get them all. You just got to keep working.
Dugan fouls that one out of play, and it goes to a ball and a strike. And as we mentioned, Clarksville has scored runs, but they have also given up runs. So double digits they've given up in a couple of ball games. The least amount of runs they've allowed is 4 in this postseason. 1-1 pitch to Dugan inside. She backs away from that one, and the count is 2-1. So you figure there's going to be an opportunity here yet for runs for Edco.
Yeah, they'd like to get it here in this fifth inning.
And the pitch, 2-1 pitch inside. The count goes to 3-1, though the Clarksville fans not overly pleased with that. And 3-1 is the count to Dugan, who's worked herself into certainly a great hitting count. 3-1 offering and takes that pitch inside. It is ball number 4. Dugan thought about it, but it was too far inside. And again, Dugan has reached base 3 times, just like she did in Wednesday's ball game. You've got a 1-out base runner here for the Vikings in the fifth.
Yeah, and she's definitely a threat on the bases, so look for her to possibly be moving here on this first pitch.
Ava Hofer is up to bat, a sacrifice, and also popped out to second. She is 0 for 1. And she looks to square the bunt, pulls it back. Dugan off and running. Here's the throw to second. She slides in safe. The ball scoots by the shortstop Wagsness, who never came up with it cleanly. That's the second stolen base of the ball game for Dugan. And a runner in scoring position here. You're the Vikings. You can certainly stay aggressive on the base paths.
Absolutely. And, that was a ball there for Hofer, so she's looking to attack here, but maybe Lovren get a little tired out there and struggling to hit spots.
1-0 is the count. 1-0 pitch, and it's a slow bouncing ball. Third baseman fields it. Jordan. She'll look back the runner. They go to first for an out. They throw it across the diamond. There's no chance to get Dugan, as Dugan had slid in and started to get up as the ball was coming your way. So Hofer bounces out to third. It is out number 2, and a runner advancing to third in Dugan as Rachel Eckelceder comes up to bat.
And here's a chance for the pitcher Eckelceder to help out her own cause. Driving RBIs. She's driven in 56 in the season this year. Needs one here.
And hits a bouncing ball. Third baseman fielding it is Jordan. Plenty of time to make the play. Eckelceder, who singled in the first, has now bounced out to third for the second time in this ball game, and that does it for the Vikings. No runs a hit. They leave a runner at third. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It is 5-2 Clarksville.
Being good at life means getting your finances in order so you can focus on the moments that matter most. With over 175 years of experience, New York Life Insurance Company offers insurance and financial solutions you can benefit from while you're well living. For trusted guidance, contact your local agents, Andrew Reimer or Troy Springer with your Vision Financial Group, proudly located and serving the beautiful Guttenberg community. Call Andy or Troy at 563-252-2471. Start planning today for peace of mind tomorrow. Your Vision Financial Group is not owned or operated by New York Life.
When making up a to-do list, don't forget to include servicing your car at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Your car should have the best care, and Edie's will make sure of it. Stop in or call 964-2186 to make an appointment. Tires worn out? Well, Edie's can replace them. Need a tow? Call Edie's at 964-2186. Kay, Lynn, and Todd invite you to stop by and fill your car's tank with fuel at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Edie's open 7 a.m. Mondays through Saturdays.
Bottom of the fifth inning, it is 5-2. They just did the fifth inning stretch here in Fort Dodge, singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Everybody in the crowd on their feet, both sides. And here we are in the bottom of the fifth. Sydney Lovren, Brooke Bolin, and Gia Hudger. That will be 5, 6, and 7 in the Clarksville lineup. They scored 3 runs with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth inning and lead by a score of 5-2. So the Vikings will try to hold the fort right here, keep it at 5, get the bats going in the 6th and 7th innings.
Definitely want a quick inning here. Try to limit the base runners, and get Rachel off the mound there and back into the dugout.
Lovren is 0 for 2, takes the pitch inside there, called strike. The count is 0-1. Lovren safe on an error. Emerson Miller came in to run and scored the first run of the ball game for Clarksville. And then Lovren hit a hard hit ball, a line drive to the shortstop Dugan. So the count is now 0-1. And getting ahead is Echo Cedar. The 0-1 offering, that's a pitch called strike on the outside. Again, brought that one a little further in, and the count is 0-2.
Yeah, caught the corner that time. That outside pitch hasn't been there much, but a little closer to the plate there, and no doubter on that strike two.
So 0-2. The Vikings here have allowed the leadoff runner to reach base in 2 of the 4 at-bats in this ball game, and they both have scored. 0-2 offering to Lovren, takes it outside. It was held there for a second by Hofer, and the count is now a ball and 2 strikes. So, working away once again, but missing that one. And again, 1-2 ahead on the count still is Echo Cedar. And the 1-2 offering and fouling it back. It was a rise ball. Lovren had a good cut, got a piece of it on a ball that was rising about eye level. We'll do it again with a 1-2 count.
Yeah, Jude set it up all again here, still 1-2, and Lovren trying to hang on there. And Echo Cedar, nice pitch that time, changing speeds, changing locations.
And again, nobody out here to lead things off in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Echo Cedar hoping for her first 1-2-3 inning of the game. 1-2 pitch, Lovren takes it low downstairs. The count is 2-2. So you see Echo Cedar really kind of just having to work on the edges in this game.
Yeah, nothing, no doubter down the middle because they've been hitting it hard, and they've actually hit it hard on the outside as well, so got to be real careful here.
2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 offering to Lovren. Hard bouncing ball, shortstop Dugan. Good hop to handle. Long throw across the diamond. Shows the arm there. Lovren bounces out to short. It's 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Brings up Brooke Bolin, the center fielder. Bolin had a sacrifice in the 2nd inning and also bounced back to the mound. In this game so far, 6, actually, looking at the lineup, I believe 7 of the Clarksville players have reached base in this game so far. That is impressive.
Yeah, they know what to do offensively.
Brooke Bolin hits a bouncing ball, slow roller. It is fielded by Dugan, charging in, and again, rockets the throw across the diamond. She's had a couple of plays to show off a strong arm, and it's 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, this is the inning that Edco needs, but, last inning, they got to 2 outs, and that's when the rally started for Clarksville, so you got to shut them down right away. And Gia Hudger is trying to get that rally started.
Hudger is 1 for 2, doubled in the 2nd inning, and bounced back to the mound. So this for Edco, hoping to get their first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. Another left-handed bat in Hudger. And Echo Cedar, the first pitch to Hudger, lines that into left field. On the run, Ava Hofer near the line, tracks it down, going into foul territory. Great play by Ava Hofer, and that does it for Clarksville in the bottom of the 5th. They go down in order. We go to the 6th. Vikings trail 5-2.
At Alameda Clayton Electric Cooperative, we provide more than energy. We also provide ideas to help keep you safe. Electricity can travel down the strings of kites or balloons that contact power lines. How children use these toys in open areas away from overhead lines. Keep metallic balloons indoors as they are highly conductive. Teach children that if a toy gets into power lines or substation, they should tell an adult to call the power company. They should not retrieve it themselves. At ACEC, we care about keeping you safe. That's the power of human connections. Alameda Clayton Electric Cooperative, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Four Scoops and More, The Edgewood Locker, Tinker-Built Custom Fab and Portable, Lloyd Kelchin Grain, Woods Edge Golf Course, Nick's Excavating and Kane Construction in Farmersburg, T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona, St. Olaf Ag Sales and Service, Growl Logs and Lumber in Elkader, Timber is the crop, harvest wisely, Meyer Collision and Service Center in Gothenburg and Elkader, LTI & Sons Water Conditioning, your Connecticut dealer in Postville, and TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont.
Top of the 6th inning, Vikings trail 5-2. It'll be McKenna Hofer, Lauren Kirby, Addie Smeltzer to lead things off. Hofer is 2 for 2. She has singled twice. She has 2 of the 6 Edco hits. And once again, this is the 4, 5, and 6 spot of the lineup. If you're the Vikings, you need to start getting some batters on the base paths here because you want to get back to the top of the order at some point. Pitch to Hofer, swings through a pitch upstairs. The count is 0-1.
Yeah, this is the part of the lineup where you want some production, you want to get some runners, let the bottom of the order maybe drive them in, but get to that top of the order and score some runs.
And Hofer follows that one up against the screen, and the count is very quickly 0-2. Again, one walk issued by Lovren in this ball game, and that was a walk there to Dugan. Dugan stole second, advanced to third on a ground out, but was left stranded there at third base back in the 5th. 0-2 pitch, Hofer takes it, called strike 3. Pitch, it was upstairs, no doubt about that. Called strike, it's out number 1 there, and strikeout number 5 recorded by Lovren.
Yeah, and I don't think McKenna Hofer was fond of that call, but right there around the zone, and official says that's strike 3, you got to be done.
Well, I think Lovren, that the point being made there by Hofer is, let's hope we get that pitch, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Lauren Kirby is up to bat, follows the first ball up against the screen. The count is 0-1. So Kirby is 0 for 2. She has struck out twice. Lovren, again, has 5 strikeouts in this ball game. The best thing that probably happened for Clarksville is they got a day break yesterday. 0-1 pitch, fouled back by Kirby. The count is 0-2. They had played grueling 4 games over 3 days with 2 of them extra innings. And it allows in the top of the 6th inning. And here is now your 0-2 pitch. Kirby takes it, called strike 3. Kirby caught looking, back, called strike 3. Kirby caught looking, back-to-back strikeouts there via looking. That is the 5th strikeout recorded by Lovren. Back-to-back Ks with Hofer and Kirby here in the 6th.
And Vikings here looking for their own 2-out rally because they need to try to get some production here, get some momentum for that 7th.
Addie Smeltzer is up to bat, takes a called strike on the inside. The count is 0-1. We again thank you for sticking with us there. A little bit of droppage here or there, but the good news is, for the most part, we've had a pretty good signal. 0-1 pitch there, and taking it outside is Smeltzer. Addie Smeltzer up to bat here. Smeltzer 0 for 2, struck out in the first, popped out to second. 2 outs now here, as this is the number 6 spot in the lineup. And Smeltzer lines that ball into center field. That's a base hit. Loops it into center field. 2 out single here for the Vikings, and that will bring up Chloe Everett, now the designated player. Well, if this holds true here, if you do not get anybody else on base here, you would still get back to the top of the lineup in the top of the 7th inning. But you'd love to score here, get a 2-out rally going of your own here with the bottom of the lineup.
Absolutely. The Vikings like to push at least one of these, if not a couple runs across.
So Everett is 1 for 2, hits a hard bouncing ball. Second baseman stays down on it in Clark. Took the first pitch there, went with the outside pitch, but bounces out to second. And that does it for the Vikings in the 6th inning. No runs, a hit. They strand 1. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It is 5-2 Clarksville.
Alpine Communications believes connected communities become thriving communities. We are the local telephone company that became a 21st century communications provider. Alpine provides internet, television, cellular security, and telephone too. We promise personal, timely, reliable service from people who live here. When you choose us, we all thrive. Connect with Alpine Communications today. Click alpinecom.net or call 563-245-4000.
Strawberry Building Supply offers all your building materials for residential and commercial projects. Whether you're building from the ground up, remodeling your home, or a weekend project, we have the materials you'll need. We are an authorized Milwaukee dealer for all your Milwaukee tools. Strawberry Building Supply also has everything you'll need for your pets and livestock. Stop into Strawberry Building Supply today at 413 West Mission Street, Strawberry Point, or call 563-933-4579.
Bottom of the sixth inning, Clarksville leads 5-2. Micah Hall, Eve Jordan, and Kate Lodge to lead things off 8, 9, and 1 in the Clarksville lineup. But this is the lineup that has been, this part of the lineup has been the difference in the ball game. With 2 outs in the fourth inning, Hall singled. Jordan was driven in a 2-run home run, or Jordan actually drove herself in on the 2-run home run. As the pitch is a strike to the outside to the left-handed hitting Micah Hall. And then with, again, all of this with 2 outs, Lodge doubled. Wedeking delivered a base hit to drive in the 3rd run of the inning. And this is where we stand. That's the difference in this ball game now in the bottom of the 6th. Micah Hall, the 0-1 pitch, slow bouncing ball. Second baseman charging it there is Smeltzer. Flips it underhand to the first baseman Kirby. It's 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. As you look ahead to the top of the 7th inning for Edco, they will send up 8, 9, and then 1. Kara Knipper, Avery Brown, then Faith Dugan. You will likely see a pinch hitter coming in for Avery Brown, and that would be Calissa Reimer, I believe, coming in to bat for her.
Pretty good chance there.
And Eve Jordan, her home run gave Clarksville a 4-2 lead, the number 9 hitter. First pitch there, takes it, strike on the outside corner. The count is 0-1. So the Vikings trying to hold save here, gets the final 2 outs of the inning, and then hopefully the bottom of the lineup can start a rally for you in the top of the 7th. The 0-1 offering there, and it's a high fly ball. This is to right field. Going over, drifting towards right center field is Knipper. Calls for it, makes the play, and Jordan flies out to right field. It is out number 2. Back to the top of the lineup for Clarksville.
And you feel like, okay, you got 2 outs, it's safe, but we saw what happened in the 5th inning or the 4th inning. They're able to get things going. Always dangerous, even here at the top of the lineup with Kate Lodge.
So Kate Lodge is 2 for 3. The leadoff hitter bounced out to second. She has doubled twice, and she has scored twice in this ball game. And 2 outs. Offering from Echo Cedar is a changeup that's fouled out of play. The count is 0-1. So many things about baseball or softball talk. You know, good hitting beats good pitching, and vice versa. You're a coach. You've seen that all, haven't you?
Yeah, but I agree. They've done a nice job of attacking Rachel when she's put over the plate.
0-1 pitch, rise ball away. The count is 1-1. And again, Edco has gotten good pitching throughout, and Echo Cedar has just had to really work in this ball game tonight. This has been a team that has put the ball into play, so it's a different challenge tonight. And again, here is now the 1-1 pitch, and hit in the head is Lodge. Lodge was ducking, and the ball hit her in the batting helmet. She'll head down to first base as a 2-out base runner is on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. But the old other saying is, hitting is contagious, right?
It is, and you saw that in that rally inning for Clarksville. It was just hit after hit after hit. So, you know, got both sides of it going on here. I think it boils down to both of these teams are playing really, really well. And both of them really want to win a title.
So Reagan Wedeking is up to bat. Wedeking is 1 for 2 with a base hit and a run scored. There is again 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the offering, it's a called strike on the outside. Nope, it's a ball too far outside that time. And the count is 1-0.
And you see McKenna Hofer keeping an eye on Lodge down there at first base. She is a threat. She stole 9 bases this year and one of the quicker girls on the team.
Yeah, leads the team in steals, a team that only stole 43 bases all year. 1-0 offering there. Bouncing ball right out of the reach of, again, the glove of Echo Cedar. It's fielded by Smeltzer, who flips it to the shortstop. Once again, Dugan, and they record the 3rd out there as Smeltzer, the flip to Dugan, makes it the 3rd out of the inning. So for Clarksville, no runs, no hits. They leave 1. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Vikings try to rally, trailing 5-2.
Hey, Justin Birdnow here from Birdnow Chevrolet in Monona. I want to take a moment to wish all the local athletes good luck during their game. You have worked incredibly hard, and it shows during each game. Myself and the entire Birdnow Chevrolet Monona team is wishing you all that you do your best and good luck.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Carl's Grocery, Wolfie's Retreat Dog Grooming, Boarding, and Daycare in Manchester, Lone Pine Golf Course and Country Club, The Market, a division of Kendrick Inc., Nutrient Ag Solutions, Farmer Savings Bank of Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, Elgin, and Wadena, member FDIC, Thompson Construction and Monona Overhead Door, Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont, Myers Auto Service in Monona, Clayton County Recycling in Monona, Culligan Water Conditioning in Elkader, Fisk Farm and Home in Monona, Cresco, and Decorah, and Carr Auto Group online at karautogroup.com.
Top of the 7th inning, Vikings down to their final 3 outs. It'll be Kara Knipper, Avery Brown, and Faith Dugan. It'll be the 8 and 9 hitters trying to rally here in the top of the 7th inning and give the top of the lineup a chance. Edco scored a run in the first, a run in the third. Clarksville scoring 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and then scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning with start of the inning there with the first 2 batters being retired, and they put together a 3-run inning. So Kara Knipper is 0 for 2, bounced out to third, and popped out to third. First offering from Lovren, swinging right through it there is Knipper. The count is 0-1. The Vikings back in the state championship game for the first time since 2002. As they come into this tournament with 30 wins on the season. They have beaten 5 ranked teams in a row in the postseason. 0-1 pitch, hard bouncing ball, but fielded by the shortstop. Wagnes, a step to her right. Strong throw across the diamond. Knipper bounces out to short, and it's out number 1 here in the 7th.
Yeah, just a routine play there, right at the shortstop. Nice job, fielded clean. Good throw to first, and it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here.
We had mentioned Kalissa Reimer would likely bat for Avery Brown, and she will with 1 out. So this has been kind of the norm here, as Kalissa Reimer is a freshman getting 20 at-bats, and she has really come in, especially more in the tournament, as a pinch hitter option for them.
She has, yes, absolutely.
And here is the first pitch to Kalissa Reimer, follows it up against the backstop. The count is 0-1. So Edco down to their final 2 outs. Top of the lineup with Faith Dugan is waiting on deck. And again, Dugan has had a hand in both of the runs in this ballgame. So if you can get the number 9 hitter on here, and try to bring at least the tying run to the on-deck circle. And Reimer swings right through that inside pitch there, and the count is 0-2. So the 9-hitter Reimer, and time taken here by Coach Huber, just kind of moves up the third base box there, and some encouragement to Kalissa Reimer. And the count is 0-2. 0-2 offering, takes it high and outside, and it's now a ball and 2 strikes. So the Vikings trying to rally here. There's been some wild 7-inning ball games where teams have put together 4 or 5 runs in the 7th. 1-2 pitch fouled back. One of those teams was Clarksville. They trailed 6-2 in the first round against North Butler. Scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th to force extra innings. So they were 3 outs away from losing in the first round. 1-2 offering to Reimer. High pop up in the infield. Calling for it is the pitcher, Lovren. She's called off there. The shortstop, Wagnes, cuts in front of Clark. And Wagnes makes the play. What almost was disaster as they bumped into each other. But the Vikings are down to their final out as Reimer pops out.
And if you're Faith Dugan, just continue to be consistent out there. You're a good hitter. Pick out a good strike and drive it if you can. You know, work the count, get you on bases. They need a bunch here. It's got to start here with 2 outs.
So Faith Dugan is 2 for 2. Been on base 3 times. First pitch, she lines that ball into center field. That makes her 3 for 3. It's knocked down in center field by Bolin. So that brings up Ava Hofer. And again, the tying run moves into the on-deck circle for the Vikings. And Ava Hofer is up to bat. Hofer is 0 for 2, popped out to second, and bounced out to first. And now time taken here by Coach Berman for Clarksville as she brings her infield in. And is this conversation about we're not going to worry about the base runner?
I think this is all about Dugan, and, if she goes, probably going to let her go. If you're Coach Huber, do you still send her? I mean, she's quick on the bases, get her in scoring position, but you do need 3 runs here.
And again, 2 outs. So let's see how the Vikings play it as Coach Berman continues that conversation and now breaks through from the pitcher's mound. Clarksville is 1 out away from back-to-back state titles, and the Vikings trying to stay alive here, see if they can get the tying run to the plate. So Ava Hofer, the number 2 hitter, steps back into the box. And time after time taken, it is Lovren ready to roll. First pitch to Hofer. It is high and outside. The count is 1-0. No sign from Dugan going here. I mean, you have confidence in Dugan, but you don't want to run yourself into the 3rd out of the inning here, I don't think.
Absolutely.
1-0 is now the count. And the 1-0 offering, and Hofer takes it. It's a strike, and the count is a ball and a strike. So evened up. Hofer wanted to see a strike first here, and the count is 1-1. Ava Hofer's batting average from the 2 spot has been .337 this year. 1-1 offering there, fouls it back out of play, and the Vikings suddenly down to their final strike here. So it's a ball and 2 strikes as Hofer will try to fight and try to see if they can get to Eckelceder, who's waiting on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs is the count. And Lovren now the 1-2 offering to Hofer, swings right through the rise ball. It is strikeout number 6 recorded by Lovren. And it is Clarksville winning back-to-back championships. The Vikings certainly a great effort, especially this magical postseason run. But a tough end here in the Class 1A state championship ball game. The Vikings certainly have nothing to hold their head down about. Nothing to hold your head up high as they drop this by a final score of 5-2. A thrilling postseason for Edco, but it ends with a tough state final loss.
Yeah, tough loss there, tough way to go, but you got to tip your hat to Clarksville. They had that 2-out rally that scored 3 runs, and that was the difference in this ball game.
Yep, that occurred in the bottom of the 4th inning. Edco, the game was tied at 2. Edco led 1-0 after 1. It was 1-1 after 2. Then after Dugan's home run, that put Edco up 2-1. But Clarksville answered, scoring in the bottom of the 3rd. But in the bottom of the 4th inning, as the teams go through the shake line there, the bottom of the 4th inning, Edco retired the first 2 batters there on just easy contact. But the rally started with a base hit by Micah Hall and a 2-run home run. That was the number 8 hitter Hall, and Jordan the 9th hitter with a 2-run home run. Lodge would then double at the top of the lineup there, and Wedeking with a base hit and an RBI. Those 3 runs with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning are the difference in this ball game.
Yeah, just huge right there with that 2-out rally and able to put that together. And Edco didn't have an answer to overcome that. They battled, they fought hard, but today's Clarksville's day.
And Clarksville playing like the defending state champion. It was probably their best performance today down over here at Fort Dodge in this state title game today, in this ball game today.
Yeah, absolutely. They played their best game of the week probably today.
Absolutely. I think that's true. And for Clarksville, after 4 one-run ball games in a row, they probably think this was a little bit easier for them, but it wasn't. They win by a final score of 5-2. The Vikings are 30-11. Clarksville, once again, is 28-8. They are announcing the all-tournament team. That's why we're keeping it here right now. As they're announcing the all-tournament team for softball, they'll also do a presentation of the trophies as well. Faith Dugan, no surprise here, and named to the all-tournament team, as Dugan had 3 hits in the last 2 ball games. I believe she had 8 hits in the entire postseason.
She had 3 hits today alone.
Yeah, 3 back-to-back nights, back-to-back games.
Yep,
she had 3 hits in the ball game. So she had a fabulous state tournaments. They continued to announce other players there from Southeast Warren, some of the other schools. Fort Dodge St. Edmund will have a couple of kids on the all-state tournament team as well. I would imagine not only Faith Dugan, but Rachel Eckelceder tying a state tournament record with 15 strikeouts in the 7-inning game in the first run. Probably put her on the state tournament team automatically, huh?
I would think so. Usually the captain's from the winning team, but boy, Rachel Eckelceder had a great tournament.
Yeah, could be that discussion as well. And again, Fort Dodge St. Edmund with a couple of players out there introduced here. So Fort Dodge St. Edmund has put on a couple of players. Southeast Warren has put on a couple of players. And from Edco now, it is Addie Smeltzer also to this tournament team. And we forgot to point out, Addie Smeltzer had a great postseason as well. Had another hit today, had 4 other hits with 2 doubles and 2 home runs. So Addie Smeltzer, well deserving of the tournament team as well. She had certainly played her way on there with how the first 3 games went for Edco here as well. Rachel Eckelceder as well named to the all-tournament team. So it is Rachel Eckelceder, Faith Dugan, and Addie Smeltzer named to the all-tournament team. Very deserving for all 3. Great to see them get 3 on the tournament team.
Absolutely, all very deserving.
And the team captain is going to be here from Clarksville. It's going to be their first baseman, I believe.
Eve Jordan, the one that hit the home run.
Yep, Eve Jordan gets the presentation there of the captain of the all-tournament team, and why not? She ends up hitting a 2-run home run in the state championship ball game that really ends up being the difference.
That was the difference in the ball game, that 2-run home run with the 2-out rally, and very deserving there. She's had a nice tournament as well.
And now they will do the presentation of the trophies. So once again, you have Faith Dugan, Addie Smeltzer, as well as Rachel Eckelceder on the all-tournament team. And they will do the presentation. They take the pictures there of all the girls that were named to the all-tournament team. They will now do the presentation of the trophies as Edco will be bringing home a second-place finish. This is the highest finish for the Edco Lady Vikings, as back in 2002, they also finished there as a state runner-up. But getting back to the title game this year, they went through a late season slide. They actually were ranked 4th to start the year out, and by the end of the season, they were ranked number 15, barely hanging in the rankings. But throughout the tournament, even today, they played like one of the top 4 teams in Class 1A.
They had a great tournament and then ran into a Clarksville team that played really good today.
And this is pretty cool. The 5 seniors for Edco will go out and pick up the trophy. Kara Knipper, also you have Chloe Everett, McKenna Hofer, Lauren Kirby, as well as Rachel Eckelceder. So the 5 seniors who have been so huge for them played absolutely what you want to see. You know what it's like with seniors. 5 seniors that stuck with it and had the success, and a great season comes to a close for them.
Yeah, when I had seniors, I didn't have any this year, but yeah, we had lots of success late in the season when you have that senior leadership.
So again, congratulations to the Edco Vikings there on a second-place finish in Class 1A, and congratulations to the Clarksville Indians winning back-to-back championships here as they win by a final score of 5-2. We'll take a break. When we return, game stats, coaching interview. Your post-game show is coming up. You're listening to Edco State Softball from KCTN Sports.
Getting to the age of 55 may have earned you wisdom, but Central State Bank thinks you should get something more, like a checking account that earns you interest. We believe you've earned the right to avoid fees for ATM and debit cards, wire transfers, cashier checks, and insufficient funds transfers. Call or visit Central State Bank today and ask about our Classic 55 checking. It's time you've got what you earned. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping are proud supporters of all of our local high school sports teams. We want to wish everyone the best of luck on their season. We are here for all your tax, payroll, and bookkeeping needs. Give us a call at 563-245-2154. Again, that number is 563-245-2154. Thank you from Kurt and Ann at Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping, located in downtown Elkader.
TNT Power Sports sells and services all makes and models of UTVs and ATVs. We have a nice selection of clean used units available along with new units. Contact Brian, Sawyer, or Tracy for your next UTV or ATV purchase. To keep your UTV or ATV in top-notch condition for work or play, schedule your service work with Brian or Nathan by calling 563-245-1100 or stop into TNT Power Sports north of Elkader on Highway 13 for all your sales or service work.
NEAT is connecting more and more homes and businesses to reliable fast broadband internet in Northeast Iowa. NEAT's fiber optic network has expanded and is now offering speeds up to 1 gig in and around Monona, Luena, St. Olaf, Farmersburg, Postville, and surrounding rural areas. NEAT Fiber provides high-quality internet, television, and telephone services at the speed of light. For more information on how to upgrade your speed and services, visit NEITEL.com or call today 877-638-2122. NEAT, connecting you now.
Epic Wear. Get personalized clothing for your school, your team, family, friends, business, or any event. Epic Wear has a huge range of customizable apparel, trophies, and awards. They offer free design help or design your own apparel at getepicwear.com, and you can even set up a free website for your fundraiser. Epic Wear, walk on. Call 563-568-2301 to place your order today.
Northern Country Co-op and Viafield are now Nexus Cooperative, your full-service ag partner supplying all your agronomy, energy, feed, grain, and lumber needs. Our highly knowledgeable and experienced team utilizes the latest technology in feed manufacturing, agronomy services, precision ag, plant and animal nutrition, energy products, and grain marketing to keep our customers ahead of the rest. Stop in today at any of our 26 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota, or visit us online at nexus.coop.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Leonard Muller Funeral Home and Crematory in Manchester, Edgewood, and Strawberry Point. The Edgewood Reminder, Evans Chiropractic, Silver Edge Cooperative in Edgewood, Strawberry Point, and Delhi, J&J Land Solutions in Edgewood, the Luena Savings Bank, member FDIC, Bacon Concrete in Postville, Furniture Showcase in Allwine, Lighting Showroom, Flooring, Furniture, and Window Treatments, Bruins and James Insurance, your Grinnell Mutual Agent in Monona, and by Rivals Inc., Custom Gear, Screen Printing, Embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com.
Final score, it is Clarksville winning the Class 1A state championship for the second year in a row. They defeat Edco by a final score of 5-2. Again, the Vikings struck first in this ball game. They had 3 of their 8 hits in this ball game in the first inning. Faith Dugan singled to start the inning. A stolen base put her to second base. Ava Hofer had a sacrifice bunt. Then Rachel Eckelceder had a base hit to drive in the game's first run. In the bottom of the second, that's where Clarksville answered. An error to leave the start out the inning, put a runner at second base. Then Bolin had a sacrifice bunt, and Gia Hudger, the number 7 hitter, had a double to drive in the first run for Clarksville. Edco answered in the top of the third. Faith Dugan led off the third inning with a solo home run. That made it 2-1 Edco in the lead. But Clarksville answered in the bottom of the third. Kate Lodge, their leadoff hitter, doubled to start the inning. With 1 out, Hannah Wagsness doubled her in. The game was tied at 2. The difference in the ball game, the bottom of the fourth. After recording the first 2 outs on ground outs back to the mound, Michael Hall had a base hit. Then number 9 hitter Eve Jordan hit a 2-run home run to put them up 4-2. The inning continued as Kate Lodge led things off then with a double with 2 outs. Reagan Wedeking had a base hit to drive in a run. They send 8 to the plate in the bottom of the fourth inning, and that would be all the scoring. Edco would put a runner on scoring position at third in the 5th inning, but would not advance anybody past first base in the 6th or 7th inning. So Clarksville wins by a final score of 5-2. Let's go through the individual totals. Let's start first off for Clarksville. Kate Lodge was 2 for 3, had 2 doubles, and scored 2 runs. Reagan Wedeking was 1 for 3 with an RBI. Hannah Wagsness was 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI. She reached base 3 times. Kara Bolin was 0 for 3. Sydney Lovern was 0 for 3 in this ballgame and scored a run. Brooks Bolin in this ballgame was 0 for 2. Gia Hudger was 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Michael Hall 1 for 3 with a base hit and a run scored. Eve Jordan was 1 for 3, the number 9 hitter, with that 2-run home run and 2 RBIs. They get 3 of the 5 RBIs coming from the bottom of the lineup in this game.
Yeah, that was huge. That inning alone, especially doing it all with 2 outs. Number 9, coming through with that home run. That was huge for Clarksville, and Edco had a hard time overcoming that deficit.
All right, as we mentioned, Sydney Lovren is the winning pitcher for Clarksville. 7 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, and struck out 7 in the ballgame. She was very effective. Again, able to get out of trouble whenever there was an opportunity there. Looked like a pitcher that's been there, done that. Now back-to-back championships.
Yeah, did a nice job, and got a lot more strikeouts than especially late in the game. Just kind of settled in and starting hitting her spots, and that 6th inning she got back-to-back strikeout looking. Finished the game with a strikeout. That's always a nice way to finish off a game if you're a pitcher.
Meanwhile, for Edco, let's go to the totals for the Vikings. Faith Dugan, 3 for 3 with a home run, scored 2 runs in this ballgame with that RBI homer. Ava Hofer was 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Rachel Eckelceder 1 for 3 with an RBI. McKenna Hofer had 2 hits, 2 for 3. Lauren Kirby 0 for 3. Addie Smeltzer 1 for 3. Chloe Everett goes 1 for 3. Kara Knipper 0 for 3. And Avery Brown was 0 for 2 in this ballgame. Calissa Reimer was 0 for 1 in this ball game. Again, for the Vikings, they end up a total there of 2 runs, 8 hits. They committed 2 errors, and Rachel Eckelceder in this ball game had to work. Against a very potent lineup. 6 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, walked 1, struck out 1, and that rarely happens. Edco has been such a team with that strong pitching. Eckelceder in the state tournament, she's been outstanding as well. A great career. And she had to work in this ball game to slow down the Clarksville lineup.
Yeah, that and it was well officiated, but that outside pitch, they weren't giving anything off of the plate, so she had to come in on the plate. And give Clarksville some credit. They took that outside pitch and hit it the other way. We talk about the Hooger, that line drive she had pulling away from the left fielder. That was an outside pitch. The one to right field was an outside pitch. So they did a nice job going to hit it. But, a nice, end for a career for Eckelceder, at the high school level here, getting to that state tournament, getting to that state final, pitching well while she was down here, and like you said, had to work hard today and came up a little short, but again, nothing to hang your heads about against a good Clarksville
headed
team.
to Kirkwood, and she's going to a great program, a great junior college program, and she will have success there.
She will. She's going to walk into good coaching, a good system there, and future is bright for her. But high school wise, nice to end it here at the state tournament.
Yeah, that's a Kirkwood team, by the way, that reached the Junior College World Series this season. So again, our final score is 5-2. Clarksville victorious over Edco. We'll talk with Coach Huber as well on our postgame show here. There's some other media obligations she has to take a hand on right now, but we'll ask her about the 5 seniors. And as we mentioned, this is a group part of a lot of success in Edco softball from where they started as 8th graders all the way through their senior year.
Yeah, absolutely. And they were here a couple of years ago. And I think they were pretty disappointed last year that they didn't get here. They lost that tough game against Don Bosco, had chances to win that to keep moving on. So they were motivated this year and ended up where they wanted to be. Some different roles. We talked about Chloe Everett, not able to pitch, play much field, but she had a great bat for them. We talked about Eggleseder out there on the mound. Lauren Kirby missed that one at first today, but man, she has been solid at first base for them all season long and all career long. And then you've got Kara Knipper out there in the outfield chasing down fly balls. You just can't talk enough about these seniors and what they've been a part of in this program.
What was really interesting is the 5 seniors, each one of them had a huge role at some point in this tournament, whether it was Kirby, the big hits there against Northland. Again, Kara Knipper drove in 3 runs here. You know what Eggleseder has done pitching-wise as well. McKenna Hofer, a good example today. 2 hits in this ball game. I mean, Chloe Everett had the big hits against Northland.
Yep.
So they had a heck of a tournament run, as we mentioned, beating 5 ranked teams before today. This was the 6th ranked team they had played in a row. So they beat 2 ranked teams just to get here to Fort Dodge. And we will talk more with Coach Huber there and get her comments here on this senior class. You were talking about outside pitches that Clarksville went. As a baseball coach, there's not a lot of hitters that work at taking that outside pitch to the opposite way, and Clarksville was so good at that.
They were. A lot of teams, if they're going to swing at that outside pitch, they're trying to pull, drive it, and that's where we see that soft contact. And we saw that a couple times in that big inning for Clarksville. Soft contact to Eggleseder, able to make that play. But when they went with those pitches, sometimes it was inside out, sometimes it was just throwing the bat out there and pushing the ball, and they hit it hard. Hoodger hit that one, Lodge hit that one, even the home run. It was a little elevated, lit outside, but Eve Jordan squared it up and hit that thing straight away, left center, and they did a nice job of hitting the softball today.
So again, our final score is 5-2. We'll take a break. Back with more when our post-game show continues. Clarksville defeating Edco as we end the softball season here in Fort Dodge.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
The doctors and staff of Family Dentistry Associates of Monona encourage everyone to get out and support your local baseball and softball teams, enjoy the weather, and get your kids' summer checkups scheduled at Family Dentistry Associates in Monona. Call today to schedule 539-4651.
When I started out in the car business, my dad gave me some good advice. Hi, it's Forrest Brown with the Brown's family of dealerships. What my dad told me is when you sell someone their first car, you need a good sales department. But if you expect to sell them their second, third, and fourth car, you better have a great service department. Visit any one of the Brown's family of dealerships in Guttenberg, Elkader, West Branch, or Victory Ford in Dyersville and find out why Brown's is your hometown dealer, no matter where your hometown may be.
The Clayton County Farm Bureau Beef Passport is designed to connect communities with local restaurants, local beef, and local agriculture. Now through August 31st, visit participating locations like Fenley's Irish Pub, TD Sports Bar, and Backwoods Bar and Grill to enjoy featured beef menu items and collect stamps for prizes. This year, there's no minimum number of stamps required to enter, and you can participate digitally or with a traditional paper passport.
The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union are proud sponsors of high school sports. We are committed to bringing our patients the highest level of total eye care with detailed one-on-one attention. Our offices offer the newest technology and equipment with a professional team of experienced staff that is committed to you. Call us today for your next total eye care appointment. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union supports all of our local athletes taking the field or court this season.
This is Chris Holbert, General Manager of Hall Robertson Incorporated in Postville. We would like to wish the area student athletes both a safe and successful sports season. We have been a community-based company since 1864, servicing and supporting the area ag industry with products necessary for daily success. We look forward to continuing to serve and support both the ag industry and high school athletes in our surrounding communities. Thank you and good luck from the families at Hall Roberts Son.
Are you wanting to eat better, feel better, get your weight or other numbers under control, and need someone to hold you accountable? This is Brandy Strube, registered dietitian with Veterans Memorial Hospital. I welcome consultations with patients of all ages and look forward to helping you meet your nutritional goals. Please call the hospital to set up an appointment or ask your doctor for a referral at your next visit.
Exceptional caring people, Veterans Memorial.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Community Insurance with offices in Edgewood and Delhi, Citizen State Bank of Monticello, Hopkinton, Ryan, Manchester, Winthrop, Strawberry Point, Springville, and New Vienna, member FDIC and equal housing lender. Blooms, Flowers, Gifts, and more in Edgewood. Edgewood Convalescent Home and Lincolnwood Assisted Living. Northeast Iowa Sub Drains in Strawberry Point. Rockwell Appliance and TV, the home of quality service with the lowest price guaranteed in Prairie du Chien, Waukon, Decorah, and Viroqua. Elkader Chiropractic Center, Dr. Jamie Hammersland. Innovative Ag Services in Elkader, Monona, and Waukon. Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa. And Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at guttenberghospital.org. Welcome back to Fort Dodge. Again, we will be joined here in just a little bit from Edco softball coach Taylor Huber as they will be bringing home some hardware. It's always a good season when you bring home some hardware, huh?
Absolutely, and you go into this game with high expectations, and you want to come home with that first place trophy. But boy, they had a great tournament run, and then they got down here or out here to Fort Dodge, and they played so well. And this new format, they had to beat the number one seeded team twice to get here, and came up a little short today. But man, nothing to hang their heads about, and just played good softball all the way around.
Well, again, a big matchup for them is something that this program has dealt with for a number of years, baseball and softball, basketball as well, North Lynn. And 2 years ago, they were able to overcome that hurdle to go to state. And obviously, this year, again, facing North Lynn. And by the way, that is a North Lynn team that will be ranked top 5 next year.
Absolutely, yeah.
If not, maybe the number one team. And obviously, Clarksville is a program. We mentioned, I believe they're in a 10-year run right now of winning their conference. So they've been just a cut above everybody. And really, again, in Class 1A, they are the model program. They are the top team in Class 1A. Like Key Baseball, this is what softball's become here for Clarksville.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at their roster, they've got 3 seniors. You've got the pitcher, you've got the shortstop, and then they've got a girl who was a great player for them. Blew out her ACL for the second time at the end of the basketball season, so not a chance to play softball. But you take away just those 3 girls, boy, oh boy, they got a lot of young talent out there. But you look at the Edco side, yes, they lose 5 seniors, and there's a lot of pieces there. But there's a lot of good pieces coming back. You've got 2 sophomores who made the all-tournament team, had great runs down here, offensively. Schmelzer girl, I assume she'll start catching. She'll step into that role. You've got Dugan still at shortstop. You've got a lot of good things that are still happening for both of these teams.
The big thing is, as we continue to talk about Edco, is the fact that it's a case there of they will have plenty of speed. They are going to be one of the fastest teams that you're going to see next year.
Well, you look at what's happened this year. They sent a girl to state cross. They won a state title in track, and a lot of that was sprinting.
Made it to the regional final in girls basketball.
Regional finals in girls basketball, and then played in the title game here at state softball. Came up a little short. So, a lot of success, a lot of things to build on in those girls programs.
Yeah, so again, they've had just a great run here over the length of this school year for Edco. It is a second-place finish. They won 30 ball games, and they end up with the record of 30-11 as, once again, the second-place team in Class 1A. We mentioned Clarksville. Again, both these teams lose their pitchers. Clarksville, they've had some kids that have thrown some this year. They'll be young in the pitching mound, and that'll be the case for Edco next year as well. Josie Deers has thrown about 24 innings for them this year. She's going to have to step into a bigger role next year.
Yeah, she's thrown a little bit. Vasquez's thrown a little bit. Dugan has thrown a little bit. But, I think they'll figure it out here in the offseason. And, these girls will be motivated to get back here, try to work themselves back here. So I don't think they're going to have any issues with motivation out of Edco softball.
Yeah, so, again, they dropped this decision by a final score of 5-2 here in Fort Dodge. As far as this bracket, we mentioned 4 teams on top, 4 teams on the bottom. They got a ton of great games here. in Fort Dodge. As we mentioned, Clarksville was involved in 4 one-run ball games. And a lot of people, Edco was 3-0 coming into this ball game. Clarksville was 3-1.
Right.
Should they have to beat them twice? You might see that down the line, perhaps.
Maybe.
But obviously, television kind of dictates all that. That's just the nature of the business right now. But you may see something like that down in the future. But I believe if you look at how this went, this has been an absolutely resounding success.
I think so. There's a few Edco folks who said, well, we won our first 3 games here. If that would have been last year, we would have been state champs already.
Yeah.
We had to play that extra game, and I'm like, yeah, but, what if you were one of those teams who lost a heartbreaker? You think about Clarksville and North Butler played 15 innings, that first game, and Clarksville came out on top of it, but North Butler, that's a heartbreaker. Boy, you want to have another chance, and they got that. So, having that opportunity, and I think it's a good thing for the sport and a good thing for how the girls' union set this up.
Yeah, and again, we mentioned this during the broadcast, but Clarksville was down by 4 runs in the bottom of 7th inning in game number 1 against North Butler and rallied to force that game into extra innings. They played a 15-inning ball game. They played a 12-inning ball game. They played 4 one-run ball games. And they win the championship by a final score of 5-2. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll talk with softball coach Taylor Huber when our post-game show continues after this.
At Freedom Bank, we're proud to cheer on the hometown athletes who give it their all. You'll see us in the stands, on the sidelines, and throughout our communities, supporting the players, coaches, and families who make Northeast Iowa a great place to call home. Whether it's on the field or in your financial life, we're here to help you reach your goals. Visit us in Elkader, Monona, Postville, or Waukon and experience the difference of a 100% employee-owned community bank. Freedom Bank. We empower success.
Inspiring changes to a happier, healthier you is what we do at Clayton Drug. We are committed to helping you achieve the highest quality of life possible. We are a full-service pharmacy offering services such as med packing to your home or mail delivery and online prescription refill. We also offer a cash pricing program on name brand and generic prescriptions. Call 563-245-2530 to find out more. Clayton Drug, connecting the communities of Elkader, Strawberry Point, and Sumner to serve us all in between.
Hi, this is Cody from Torkelson Motors in Elgin and Waukon. At Torkelson Motors, we believe that student involvement in activities is a great way to help grow our communities, and we are proud to help sponsor this game for your enjoyment. We've been serving Northeast Iowa since 1926 and appreciate the business that our customers have given us and the support they provide to our area schools and communities. So the next time you are in need of a new or used vehicle or a repair, stop into Torkelson Motors. We've been selling cars the old-fashioned way with a friendly smile and a handshake right here next door in Elgin and Waukon.
Being good at life means getting your finances in order so you can focus on the moments that matter most. With over 175 years of experience, New York Life Insurance Company offers insurance and financial solutions you can benefit from while you're living. For trusted guidance, contact your local agents, Andrew Reimer or Troy Springer with your Vision Financial Group, proudly located and serving the beautiful Guttenberg community. Call Andy or Troy at 563-252-2471. Start planning today for peace of mind tomorrow. Your Vision Financial Group is not owned or operated by New York Life.
When making up a to-do list, don't forget to include servicing your car at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Your car should have the best care, and Edie's will make sure of it. Stop in or call 964-2186 to make an appointment. Tires worn out? Well, Edie's can replace them. Need a tow? Call Edie's at 964-2186. Kay, Lynn, and Todd invite you to stop by and fill your car's tank with fuel at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Edie's open 7 a.m. Mondays through Saturdays.
Welcome back to Fort Dodge. Post-game show starting to conclude. We're joined now by Edco softball coach Taylor Huber. Coach, first off here, let's start about starting this game out here. What a start. 3 hits in the first inning. Faith Dugan starts you out there. Confidence early in this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we want to do. Faith gets on base in the first inning. She almost always scores. That's kind of what we've done all year. So that was really good to kind of get that under our belt, shake a little bit of nerves, I think. Offensively, but yeah, that was a good start.
All right, let's talk about in this ball game Clarksville's offense. Rachel strikes out 1 in this ball game. You guys were concerned coming in with that offense.
Yeah, 1 through 9, we knew they were going to be tough. I think
at Alameda Clayton Electric Cooperative, we provide more than energy. We also provide ideas to help keep you safe. She struggled with that a little
bit. I think once she, figured it out, it was better, but a little tight. So, she had to throw balls that caught a little bit more of the plate. And then obviously when you do that, they're gonna hit because that's a good hitting team.
And
So.
obviously, it all happened with 2 outs in the 4th inning.
She's such a dynamic offensive and defensive player. It's just somebody you love to have on your team in that leadoff spot, and she just does everything for us. So.
Also offensively, Rachel Eckelceder with the base hit and an RBI. She ends up leading you guys offensively in RBIs this year.
Yes, yep, for sure. Yeah, she's the person you want up with runners on, that's for sure. That's why it's nice to have Faith in front of her, gets on base, and Rachel gets that job done
And
a lot of the time.
McKenna Hofer had a great postseason. She had 2 hits today.
Yeah, 2 really good hard hit balls. Got caught looking on that last one, so I'm not sure if it was a strike, but she had a great end of the year. She struggled a little bit early, and then just really came around and just stuck with it.
All right, 5 seniors. Tell me about that group.
Yeah, 5 seniors, great. Obviously, a great group of kids, and some of them 5-year starters, some of them 4-year. They've all contributed greatly over the last couple years for sure. Rachel for 5 years being one of the best around, defensively and offensively. You don't replace somebody like that. And then McKenna, catching Rachel all these years, and she's a kid that she had a time there where she wasn't, when she was a little bit younger, where she wasn't sure she was going to keep playing. And then she realized, how much she loved it and stuck with it. And then that year, she really contributed on that state tournament team, and then, gets rewarded with this awesome run and, the great career she's had being all-state and stuff too. And then Lauren, she's just our quiet, just steady presence, one of the best kids you'll ever get to coach. Super coachable, super good kid, great teammate, does anything you ask her to do. You can't beat that. And then Chloe, she didn't quite, have the role this year that she's had with not pitching, but she really embraced that. She's always preferred pitching and defense, but she really embraced that hitting role and just had a great year at the plate. Really, really awesome for her to just kind of come around. And then Kara in right field, so she had an awesome tournament here, honestly. Another kid that just glad she stuck with it and got rewarded.
Yeah,
so.
had 3 RBIs during the state tournament game.
That was a big game for her.
So now there's a place where you want this program to continue, and you've got a lot of you'll have speed, lots of kids coming back there. I think you look forward to giving those kids a nice chance.
Yeah, we have a lot of our 5 seniors. Obviously, I said all that great stuff about them. They are not the fastest, so the girls that we bring in, we're gonna be quick. And I really think we're going to hit the ball. It's just a matter of if we can get some pitchers developed and, if we can score enough runs, that'll work too. And I really think we will. So
all right,
they're
Coach,
hungry. So.
Great season.
Yep.
Congratulations
Thank
there.
You.
Look forward to talking to you next year.
Yep, thank you.
You betcha. Edco softball coach Taylor Huber talking things over there about our Viking team as they dropped the decision by a final score of 5-2. I'm joined once again here by Coach Aaron Hammond. Well said there by Coach Huber.
Yeah, absolutely. Giving praise to those kids and talking about the future of the program. So nice job by her.
All right, so with that comes to an end our softball coverage here on KCTN FM 100. We thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring you sports here. Great run by the Edco Lady Vikings here, coming to an end in Fort Dodge. And they finished with a runner-up finish, second place finish, as they drop a final score of 5-2. Football season will be here before we know it. Ready for it?
Right around the corner, you bet.
I think we'll see a lot of Edco in the football season as well. So once again, for Coach Aaron Hammond, I'm Dan Behrens. My thanks to Mike Stass for joining us throughout the broadcast this season. Also thanks to Mike Johnson for running our studio show, as well as Caitlin Mussman, who ran our studio show throughout much of this season. For a complete recap of tonight's ball game, highlights, scores, and more, go to KCTN.com, click on the Sports tab. This has been a presentation of KCTN FM 100 Sports.
At Alameda Clayton Electric Cooperative, we provide more than energy. Did you know we offer the First Call Emergency Response System? Designed for anyone in our service footprint, First Call offers reliable independence for you and your loved ones. With the push of a pendant, a trained emergency response operator is available 24/7, 365. Learn more at acrec.com or call us at 563-864-7611. At ASEC, we care about keeping you safe. That's the power of human connection. Alameda Clayton Electric Cooperative, your touchstone energy cooperative.